What's going on? It's your dog, Art Man, and we're back with another boxing conversation. Waiting for my people to get a tune up here before we really go live. Before we start breaking some shit down. I just been chilling, man. Finally made it back to the crib. Now it's time to talk about some boxing. Man, they posted boxing 3 years ago. 3 years ago, looking at the schedule. I ain't gonna lie, this schedule makes this year look crazy. Makes this year look super crazy. But it is what it is. We're here. We're here. Oof. But yeah, for those who just joining in, we're talking about some boxing, man. I wanted to talk about this motherfucking Boots Devin talk, man. I've been hearing people talk about it, man. And I really don't like the cowardice coming from fans. They're projecting. A lot of niggas is projecting, and I don't like that shit. Oh, Dev, he wouldn't fight. He wouldn't fight no Boots, man. He wouldn't do that, dude. Dev, he's not like that, man. He wouldn't fight. Like, I'm like, hold on. When the last time we heard of Devin being scared of anybody? That's why I'm challenge. I've been challenging a lot of niggas today, and they've been mad at me because I'm like, hold on. When the fuck this nigga Dev been scared of anybody for real? Like, and last time I checked, Dev wanted to fight this nigga at 147 for all his belts. So what we talking about here? What it is you niggas is scared. Yo, see, the thing is, you wouldn't put your favorite fighter in there with a nigga like Boots. That's what it is. See, a lot of these niggas are Shakur fans, Tank fans. So they think of Tank or Shakur versus Boots. That's what they really be thinking of. And them niggas be scared. They be scared as shit. Cause they know that boy dangerous. He dangerous as fuck. But nigga, that don't mean Dev no hoe. That don't mean Dev scared of the nigga. Fuck you talking about? Man, we done watch boxing, bro, for how many years? We done seen scarier niggas get beat. We done seen real life boogeymans get beat, nigga. Fuck you talking about? I'm seeing what Dev's seeing. Or what Bill's seeing. He has troubles with boxers. Hey, real shit. I fuck with Boots. But every man has a flaw. Every man is a man. What I mean by that is niggas bleed, sweat, cry, all that shit. He ain't a god. He a man. And a man can be beat in that fucking ring. You put him in the right dance partner in front of him. I ain't forgetting how none of them Karen fights. I don't care what nobody said. Oh, Karen was running and all this shit. He didn't come to fight and all this shit. He just came. Nigga, the fight went 12 twice. You had 2 times to put this nigga in the ring with you. And niggas will talk about Dev. Oh, well, Dev, he's used to going to. Yeah, because Dev is not known as the monster power puncher. So can you explain to me why the monster power puncher had 24 rounds with this man, Karen? And it went the distance twice. Oh, because he was doing this and he was doing. Well, didn't y'all say Devin? Didn't y'all say Devin is the guy who does all the clinching and the what you call it, the clinching and the holding and all this shit? Who's to say Dev will have more output and do the clinching and the holding and the boxing to win a boring fight? Man, Boots Pop said it out his own mouth. Dev's style is a hard style to beat. Dev's style is a hard style to beat. And he knows this because Devin not gonna be sitting there on flat footed waiting for this nigga to just land them same ass combinations on. Nah, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. What I like about Dev, he always comes in with a game plan. He said Karen can hang, but Devin can't. That's what I'm saying. So so Karen can hang with Boots twice. Twice. And it's not like he was just running the entire fight. He was landing some shots. He landed some shots on that man. And don't get it twisted. When I'm talking about Boots, I ain't saying that he garbage or anything like that. Nobody's saying nothing like that. Nigga's a killer. He's a real life killer. But I'm just saying, man, when you fight a boxer, shit's different. Devin equals all styles. Fuck you talking about? Let's cook. Let's cook tonight. Let's cook tonight. I got my rolling tobacco. YouTube. If y'all wondering, this is tobacco. Yeah, we about to, cook and talk some boxing while I'm rolling my tobacco here. Yeah, man. So I'm just watching. Right now, I got the highlights of the Karen fight on, man. And then you want to know some real shit too? Niggas went into the second fight saying, I'm gonna knock Karen out. I'm gonna knock him out. I couldn't do it the first time. This time around, I'm gonna knock him out. And niggas still went the distance the second fight. And I get it. Some niggas you just can't knock out. You can't beat. I mean, you can beat them. Some guys you can't knock out. But the question still remains, what did Karen do that the other fighters couldn't do against Boots? I tell you what, he was a boxer. He used his legs, he used his head movement, he tied Boots up. He wasn't going for the okey doke. In the second fight, really my second the second Karen fight. I fuck with that fight. My second Karen favorite Karen fight. Straight up, shout out to everybody in the chat. Boots been saying he go care. Yeah, he go KO him. All this shit, man. He went in there twice. And he ain't KO him. He has no KO over this nigga. He stopped this nigga KO ratio every time they fight. KO ratio got to go back down. Every time if he fights somebody, he gonna get a knockout. If he fights Karen, KO ratio goes away. Just like that. Boy, he had them good people. Where were they fighting? Where were they fighting at? He was fighting on the Javante undercard. He had them people sick as hell, man. You fighting on the undercard. How the fuck you couldn't stop this dude? Y'all playing cat and mouse the whole entire fight. But yeah, anyways, with Boots though, what I like about Boots, what he brings to the game, he's very creative with his punching. He's creative. He has good head movement. Um, he has a good coach and all. He does. But one thing I noticed, if shit not going his way, he's gonna try to force the issue. And sometimes trying to force the issue can be bad. And then let's talk about it. Because I'm a boxing fan, right? I get we all love Boots. I fuck with Boots heavy. Nigga, I got Boots on my fucking background right here. I fuck with Boots heavy. But we gotta break down these fights. Why did he get hurt in the Xander fight? Why he couldn't stop Karen? Let's talk about it. Because these are shit that sticks around in your career. It's always going to be questions in the back of people's minds like, you know, why was he able to stop this guy? Or why did he get hurt by a motherfucking slow ass Xander? Xander is slow as fuck. However, we can't deny he's a world beater champ. No, I'm not denying that Xander is a champion, but do recall this right here. When it was announced that Haney might be going after Xander, the boxer Twitter streets, they said that was a cherry pick. Y'all remember that? Y'all said niggas said that was a cherry pick. You know why? Because they know Devin's fundamentals is better. They know Devin has speed, timing, IQ, reflexes. They know Dev could have fucking jab and win that jab right hand and win a fucking victory and snatch them 2 belts. But you know, Boots, he did his thing. It was exciting. It was an exciting fight where one fighter got hurt in one round and the other fighter got hurt in the other. It was an exciting fight. You said world champion beat a whole bunch of nobodies. Let's talk about it. He said nigga won 24 rounds like Kobe. And that's why, bro, y'all gotta understand, man. Devin is not y'all. Devin ain't no fucking pussy. So when niggas is talking about fighting killers and shit like that, niggas ain't scary, bro. This nigga Dev grew up in the Mayweather gym sparring black motherfuckers, sparring some of the best fighters in boxing today. Javante Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson. These is black motherfuckers, like, you know what I'm saying? Top of the line. I mean, you know, Shakur, he half Spanish and all, but, you know, these is black motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So he has a history of going to doghouse with these niggas, man. Niggas ain't got no fear in his heart, bro. See, I'm a boxing fan, and I like Boots and I like Devin. But in that fight, to break it down, I think it'll be a close fight. I think it'll be a competitive fight. I think it will be the most competitive fight Boots will have to date. And if anybody's saying that's not true, you're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar. If you tell me today that if Boots was to fight Devin Haney after Devin Haney got established at junior middle or a super welter or whatever, if you used to say, oh, that's gonna be a super easy fight for Boots, you're a fucking liar. You know it's a lie. Because you know there's a possibility that, yeah, you know, even though Boots is a fucking monster, Dev is special in his way where he's able to disarm a monster. He's able to take a monster to the distance. And y'all know sometimes, you know, monsters, they don't like those scorecards because if they ain't knocking shit out, if they're not knocking shit out and they're in a competitive fight, you know, the judge might lean toward another way. You know, so let's not act like this can't happen. Let's not act like Dev versus Boots will not be a competitive fight. Because let's say Dev go in there and he fights like a Ramirez fight, you know, a fight where he's not engaging crazy, but he's still landing. He's still using his legs. He's not getting hit with nothing. He's not getting hit with nothing. He's clinching. He's using the ropes. He's bouncing off his toes. He's not getting tired and he goes to the decision and it's a fucking 12-round blowout. I'm not saying that Dev going 12-round blowout motherfucking Boots, but to act like this nigga doesn't know how to win a decision is asinine. If Boots don't tag him and hurt Devin Haney and beat his ass up, and that shit go to the scorecards, and Devin is landing and using his feet and he's tying up, man, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if it goes to another scorecard and the judges say, well, you know, even though this looks good, you know, one guy did dictate the pace. One guy did fucking land effective punching. This guy landed the most jabs. This guy landed the body shots. This guy did the. Don't be surprised. Bro, my thing with Dev, man, niggas just think Dev is pussy. That's what it all. And that's what I told dude. I told dude on my channel. He trying to say, "Oh, Art, man, it's not that." Nah, man, you gotta understand. I run game so I can peep it. I run game so when niggas trying to run that shit on me, I peep that shit. Niggas be talking about Dev like niggas is pussy. I told dude straight up, the dude y'all go on my channel. I said, man, and when we were talking about Keyshawn, I said, nigga, if you feel like a nigga with 15 fights can fuck around and beat Devin Haney up for real, you really think Devin pussy for real. You really think Dev pussy because this nigga, he ain't showed you Yet he ain't showed you that he's the real deal. He ain't show you that he's battle tested. He ain't show you that nigga in all these championship fights he's able to weather the storm. He ain't show you that even in the fight where niggas on multiple performance enhancing drugs and overweight, he's still able to overcome. He ain't tell you that. He ain't tell you that he's battle tested. He ain't ready. But nah, niggas is like, nah, niggas is pussy. Niggas is pussy because of what? Because of what? What exactly? I asked him, what makes Devin pussy? What makes him scary? A scary fighter? Because it's not Tim Bradley and them niggas, they not saying Dev, the one that's ducking Shakur and Keyshawn Davis. They not saying that. They're not having public service announcements about Devin Haney ducking niggas. No, they talking about Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson looking shaky in the fucking light. Right, because he got a dad. That's why niggas is looking at a pussy because he got a dad or something like. And then they get mad when we bring this shit up. Oh, why y'all niggas bring that shit up? Why y'all bring that up? Because the shit be true, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? Man, he said Dev was ready to go to catch weight with Shakur. Like, that's what I'm saying. Dev was ready to fight Shakur and Stevenson. Ray. Bro, Devin says, he said, I want to fight Keyshawn and Shakur Stevenson. If y'all can lay out a contract where I'm fighting both guys, y'all guarantee them on the table, I will fight both of them niggas. Oh, well, Shakur went ghost and then came back on the timeline on some bullshit. Came back on the timeline on some bullshit. You know, oh, I'm 144. Oh, but you gotta drop your belt first, though, man. Like, oh, and I don't want to step on my brother's toes. Confusing ass shit. Y'all had the double barrel shotguns, but didn't even use the motherfucker. Like, fuck out of here, man. Nigga's a whole catch weight demon, bro. I'll fight. And what makes your course sound so fucking crazy to me is how you can talk about how you would fight Conor Ben at 147, but you won't fight Devin at 147. But I'm supposed to listen to these fucking, what my Philly niggas say, these nut ass fans talk about how easy of a fight Dev will be for Shakur, but the nigga not willing to fight him at 147. Like, fuck out of here, dude. And you niggas can't make this shit up. Y'all can't make no bullshit up to me and make me just believe this because like I said, I'm 31 years old, man. I got two kids. I'm not no fucking young ass kid, bro. Like, I've been watching boxing for a minute. I done seen Floyd Mayweather's moved up to fight Oscar De La Hoya. I done seen motherfucking Terrence Crawford. Yeah, today's but I see Terrence Crawford move up and fight Canelo Alvarez at 168. Like, no rehydration clause. No, none of that shit, bro. I done seen Devin Haney move up and fight Brian Norman Jr. after he done knocked out his last opponent, put that nigga in a fucking coma. Like, come on, man. And then you got a guy talking about some, oh, I will fight you, but at a catch weight, but I'm the best on the planet. Nigga, you're a catch weight demon. You're the best catch weight fighter. That's what you want to call it, nigga. Fuck you talking about? Say Jay Prince disappeared. Where the fuck is Jay Prince? Where the fuck is Jay Prince? Where the fuck is Keyshawn? Where's Shakur Stevenson? These niggas talking about Dev don't gotta fight. Where's Shakur Stevenson's fight? When is Shakur Stevenson fighting? These niggas talking about, well, Dev, it's almost been a year since he fought. Nigga, Shakur fought in January. Dev fought in motherfucking November. January 2026 is not too far from November of 2025, you stupid ass niggas. So if y'all talking about Devin's inactivity, y'all need to start talking about Shakur's inactivity because who the fuck is he fighting? Who is he? Who is Shakur's options? Why y'all worry about Devin Haney's options? Because Devin's options is Paro, Jack Catterall. Y'all laughing at the fights. Oh, it's a black fight. But nigga, who the fuck is Shakur fighting? Oh, wait, they talking about him fighting Ryu, which is a decent fight in my opinion. But last time I checked, you niggas is the one that's clowning them fights. Can't hate on Dev for getting a unification with Paro. But you can hate on Shakur fighting Ryu if you choose, because that's not for nothing. What is it for? Oh, yes, for Shakur's belt. It's not a unification. Right. But you know, the type of boxing fan I am, I'm not even gonna hate on a Ryu versus Shakur fight because I actually like that fight. I want that fight actually, and I think it will be a tough fight. Yeah, even though I feel like I got Shakur winning that fight, I still feel like Ryu will be somebody that's willing to make it a little dirty to rough up Shakur Stevenson. And then, of course, Shakur, he has the brittle hands. You know, it's been reported he has troubles with his hands, injuries, and shit like that. So it's like, so yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has to dig deep to fight Ryu, and Ryu's putting that hot shit on him. Yeah, man. Like I said, bro, I'm a boxing fan, man. I'm not a fantasy boxing fan. That's what you niggas is for real. Not y'all in the chat. A lot of you niggas online, you niggas is fantasy boxing fans, bro. Cause you niggas in love with the idea of saying a nigga will do this. Oh, this guy's a monster, so he's just gonna do this. So we no need to see the fight. No, nigga, I want to see it. You got to prove it to me. You have to prove it to me because speaking of Ryu, a lot of niggas was saying Edwin De Los Santos would beat a nigga like Ryu. Ryu went out there and washed his ass. See, them the type of fights you have to just see it. You have to see it. I'm tired of niggas saying, oh, well, on paper, he just wins, so we don't have to see it. No, you have to see the shit before you can confirm it. A lot of you Shakur, Keyshawn Davis fans, man, y'all be riding with the, I believe he will do it, so we don't need to see it. Like, a lot of these niggas talking about, oh, well, they try to question a nigga's boxing knowledge when they say, "Oh, I believe Brian Norman will beat Keyshawn Davis." I was telling nigga, I said, "Man, I don't think Keyshawn's a fucking welterweight. I think Brian Norman a stronger, bigger puncher. I think he would push Keyshawn's shit back." Niggas is question, oh, Art man don't know boxing. Look at this nigga, man. He's talking about Keyshawn losing to fucking Brian Norman and all this shit. I'm like, dude, nigga, I have to see the fight. We have to see it. That's the difference between me and you niggas. I want to see the shit. You niggas just want to live off the fantasy. Fantasy wins. Like with this boots Haney shit. Like, of course, I'm not stupid. I'm a boxing fan. I think Devin fighting fucking boots is a way much tougher task than fighting a Shakur Stevenson and a Keyshawn Davis, like and a Javante Davis. Nigga, that's way more dangerous. Way more dangerous. Way more dangerous. Of course. But I'm not saying, oh, Dev's just gonna lose that fight because I think Boots is a dangerous fighter. No, I have to see it. I have to see it. I've seen Boots do really great things in the ring, but I've seen a lot of mistakes that he's done in the ring. I've seen really good things that Dev do in the ring. And the only mistake I can see is, oh, he fought a nigga on peds. He fought a nigga on peds. Okay, he fought somebody on peds, nigga. Rest in peace to fucking Pritchard Colonna. The brother just passed away from his injury suffered in boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fighting against a fighter who wasn't on the juice. He just passed away. Devin Haney, he fought a known puncher who was on the juice. And this is his biggest criticism that, oh, he got hurt in that fight against a nigga on Nandrolone and Osterine. So I'm saying all of that to say this, man. Dev, he really don't make many mistakes in that fucking ring. The only mistake y'all can point out is him fucking having a split decision fight against a fucking Pidgey. That got turned into a no contest. So it's like you see Devin in the ring, man. It's as boring as it is to y'all. Can you name the flaw in the Brian Norman fight? What was the flaw in the Brian Norman fight, y'all, that Devin did? Remember everybody's talking about, oh, Devin, he couldn't avoid the left hook, or he's throwing the bow and arrow jab and he got his hand down. You know, he's shooting the jab like this with his hands down. Can you explain to me what was the flaw in the Brian Norman fight? There was no fucking flaw in that fight, nigga. There was no flaw in that fight. So I'm trying to tell you niggas like When Devin fights this guy, Boots, Keyshawn, Shakur Stevenson, y'all going to see that, man, maybe this guy is actually a really talented fucking fighter. Y'all going to see it. I'm not just saying this shit because I'm just a fan of Devin. I'm saying this because I'm a fan of fucking boxing. You don't make it as far as Devin Haney in boxing and got his opponents asking for fucking career, life-changing fucking money against a nigga that's just average, a nigga that's just basic, a nigga that anybody can just walk past. No, nigga. This guy's obviously doing something right in this ring where it has opponents saying, "Hey, nigga, if I fight this guy, I want to have a fucking safety net of cash. I want to have a fucking safety net." He said, "I witnessed both Roy Jones and James Toney fight their way up to middleweight, heavyweight, and become champions. If we have used that bullshit faith logic, they will never win up." Yeah, exactly. If niggas just would have been like, "Oh, I feel like a nigga could do it," nigga, nah, we gotta see the shit. And me, like myself, I'm saying, "Oh, I feel like Dev can do this in a fight against these guys." I still want to fucking see it because this is my idea today. It's up to the fighter to prove me wrong. And I always say this every time before a fight happens. I say, I can say all this, I can do my fight prediction, but it's up to the fighter to prove what the fuck I'm saying right or saying I'm fucking wrong. And that's what I love about that's what I really love about boxing more than just because any sport, because it's truly up to the fighter on fight night to determine how the shit is gonna play out. You said, "Gots to go. I love you, bro. Have a great point." Shout out to my dude KJ. Shout out to my dude, man. Dang, it's been all these years, man, and we still chopping it up, man. That's how you know he's a real solid brother. I've been knowing this dude since I was like a fucking kid, man, back in Texas. Shout out to my dude KJ. Said, "Keep living off the Ryan fight. We saw who got exposed at the end. Ryan lost to a B-level fighter off the juice." Exactly. Like, but you know, they don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe that shit, man. They don't want to believe it. Said Rolly's actually underrated with his new coach. He is. He is. I'm not gonna lie. Rolly, I like the fact that he's with that guy. He's a good coach. He's a good coach. Um, says, "Show me, get out of there and do it. It's possible. Just show me. Fuck all that boxing, MMA, math shit. No fighters guaranteed for the favorite." Exactly. I just seen favorites get their ass cooked. So, like I said, before the Karen fight even got announced, right? Or before the fight even happened, I meant when it was announced, of course, you niggas said, "Oh, Boots is gonna wash him. He's gonna destroy him. He's gonna run right through him. He's gonna beat his ass easy." None of you niggas, nobody in this chat, not even myself, nobody thought that this guy, Karen Jukacek, whatever the fuck this guy is, he was gonna take Boots to the fucking decision, man. And it was gonna be a sleeper. And then nobody thought that, okay, the second time around, he's gonna take that nigga to the decision, but he really gonna be tagging him up in the second fight. Nobody thought that. And this is what I love about boxing. You can all think, "Oh, this one guy's he's gonna go in here and just do this, he's gonna run through this guy," but it's up to fucking the fighter to prove that. And styles make fucking fights. Styles make fucking fights, bro. But you know, I'm not saying that it's okay to it's wrong to, assume or based off your film study that you think one fighter's gonna walk right through a guy. Yeah, shit like that happens. But I'm just saying you can't just throw the idea of a nigga exposing a boogeyman. I done seen boogeymans get beat up. Like, what's his name? What's that guy name? Just recent. What's the guy that fought Josh Kelly? Remember he fought whoever that dude is, the one that beat up Tim Zoo for the IBF or whatever. Man, everybody's saying dude was gonna walk right. Yeah, Bakram. Man. Oh yeah, he's a boogeyman. You see how he just did Tim Zoo, Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly, you see he fought David Abination. He got beat up. And oh yes, this is gonna be an easy fight. Man, Josh Kelly went in there looking like motherfucking his name, white chocolate. You know what I'm saying? This that motherfucker doing this motherfucking thing. Said Kelly didn't beat him. He outboxed him. He outboxed him. It was a clear cut. It was a clear cut winner. It wasn't no, oh my God, I can't believe they gave it to him. No, it was a clear cut winner. Boogeymans can fucking lose a fight, bro. Said everything bullshit. Yeah. Said, yo, Art, we had ETP mad as hell on Twitter after that Norman Haney shit. I laughed at the shit. EBT a good sport, though. Nah, he be mad as shit. Big motherfucker. I think he be mad as shit. I don't even be conversating with them niggas like that no more because they so far gone. Them East Coast niggas. They be so far gone. Especially just do boxing. They just be talking about some bullshit. I don't even want to waste my time talking about that shit. Said it wasn't clear. It was clear. Said the same fight happened anywhere else. Kelly loses. Kelly won that fight. That shit was clear. We just gonna have to disagree. Said T.O. versus Rolly. I think I don't know, man. I like Dude said, man, we gotta appreciate Rolly with his new coach. Uh he's looking Rolly, he's definitely looking good, man. I'm not gonna lie, he's looking good. He's cleaning some shit up. He's looking pretty good, man. The only thing I'm just second guessing or just thinking of is just that friendship thing. You know, when niggas getting that friendship shit, they ain't really trying to knock niggas out for real. Like, oh, that's my friend. Nigga loaned me $5,000 when I ain't had shit. I can't beat this nigga brains in. You know what I mean? Niggas be thinking about shit like that. It's my friend. Niggas is real friends, not that Keyshawn Shakur Stevenson shit. And these niggas is too fucking old for this shit, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Man, there's people that I fuck with. I don't know about y'all. I got homeboys and shit like that, but I don't know about y'all. I'm grown as shit. I don't got no best friends and shit like that. Like, nigga, I'm grown as shit, bro. Fuck is, bro. I get it. You can have people that you cool with, niggas that you call your boy. That's your dog. You know what I'm saying? Thick and thin. That's your boy. But these niggas is like, they treating this shit like these niggas is besties. Like, these niggas is grown as shit, man. Cut that shit out. That's my blooder. These niggas is fucking weird as shit, man. Said how you judge when you one person. Said maybe they more than friends. I don't know. That's what niggas be thinking. Maybe they are more than friends because what the fuck? But yeah, man, Boots versus Dev. I think that is a super fight in the future. But honestly, I before they fight each other, I want to see them clean up their division for real, for real. I want to see Boots beat up Virgil Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that. We talk a lot of shit about how we feel like Boots will beat up Ortiz. I actually want to see that. I want to see Virgil Ortiz on his resume. I want to see Boots beat up Fedora. I want to see them niggas on his resume for sure. Because niggas be looking at Fedora like he a boogeyman. I want to see Boots beat his ass. I want to see Dev beat up fucking what's his name? Ryan Garcia in a rematch. I want to see Dev beat up motherfucking who the other champions over there? Tio versus Rolly winner. I want to see that. Said me and my brother versus the world. These niggas is fucking fruitcakes, bro. Said Bill Haney single-handedly put Devin in the best position to box right now. I've seen all of this shit, bro. I seen it. Said if Crawford one comes back fight, I hope it's Boots. Yeah, it's so much shit that has to happen before a Boots fight for real, for Devin. I think Boots should fight a Crawford if Crawford come back. I don't think Crawford would come back though for real. But who knows, man? I think Crawford get tired of niggas talking shit. Man, hold on.
Hello?
You was popping, man.
Chill, what you saying, bro?
Shit, we just talk about this boxing shit, man. Ain't shit really popping for real in this boxing world. So we talk about a fan. I'm diving into the fantasy fight talk of Boots versus Devin.
Yeah, I want to see the fight. I don't care what nobody says, honestly. I'm not looking for protecting services and, oh, he destroyed. No, I want to see him to do it. I want to see him do it. And I'm 100% behind the fact that it's just a bad style matchup for Devin. I just think it's all bad, but I want him to prove that it's all bad. You know what I'm
No, nigga, it's a bad style matchup for Boots, nigga. Fuck you talking about,
saying?
nigga? Fuck you talking
I
about?
was I was in a bad style matchup for
Yeah,
Boots.
that's what niggas be. Oh, it's a bad style matchup for Dev.
It
Nah,
is
nigga, it's
it
a
is a
bad
bad.
style matchup for Boots, nigga. Fuck you talking
No,
about,
no,
man?
it's not, bro.
Nigga, I'm not unseeing that Karen shit, bro. We
That's
seen that.
fine. You don't have to
Slow
unsee.
ass Xander hit Boots with that. That shit was
That's
so fucking
great.
slow. And that shit had
That's
this nigga, bro. Boots' head back went back like this nigga was literally looking at the fucking ceiling, nigga. And
that's
niggas talking about
great.
it's a bad style matchup for Dev. Bro,
Can
Dev
Devin
is
do that?
way faster than fucking Xander, bro. I'm trying to tell
That's
you.
great. That's
He's
great.
way
If
fast.
anything,
See,
Okay, go ahead.
you know it's gonna be like? It's just gonna be like motherfucking Roy Jones versus Tarver, all you niggas. Y'all don't think, oh man, he's a monster. He's so athletic. Boy, he gonna go in there
so
and
you're
fight a
you're,
nigga that's
you're
gonna
saying
box him.
you're saying Devin's gonna say you got any excuses tonight, Boots, and knock him out in the second round? Is that what you're saying?
Hell no, I ain't say that shit, nigga. I ain't say that
Okay,
shit.
man. Well,
I
so
ain't
how do
say
those?
that. I ain't say that.
Okay,
I ain't
so
say
so
that.
so how did those Roy Tarver fights go? It was Tarver pushing Roy
I'm
into the
just saying,
ropes,
no,
and
I'm just saying like how people are viewing
okay,
uh
okay,
Boots as like a fucking spectacle, like Roy Jones Jr., how they viewed him at one point, nigga, and then it took somebody to somebody that y'all don't like to humble him. Nigga, don't be surprised if something like that happens with Dev. But the reason why I'm not in a rush for that fight right now, because I want to see Dev collect the belts and I want to see Boots versus Findora and Boots versus Virgil Ortiz. I still got to see those fights first. And then if when they collect their belts, whether they're undisputed or they're both unified, then they should make it happen.
No, most definitely. I'm 100% with that plan. I like that plan. I still just want him to skin Virgil alive and skin Pandora alive. More so Virgil than anybody else because he's been on BS for a long time. Man wanted $12 million. He wanted the A side. He wanted his name first. He wanted to walk out last. He wanted to be introduced last. He wanted Boost to have no colorful
No
gloves.
colorful
He wanted him to
gloves,
shave his beard. I'm like, bro, what are you
no
on about?
skirts, no that little
No
skirt
skirts,
thing he
no,
be
no, no,
wearing,
no,
no
no
none of that
yeah, no,
shit.
no fuzzies on his shorts and
No
stuff.
fuzzy
Like
on that shit.
this guy wanted him to come into the fight like an undisputed creative character. Like when you start out, regular
he,
shorts.
he said that nigga gotta wear some fucking title fucking shorts.
Yeah, man. Like, come on, bro. Like title boxes
Was
as well.
That nigga got. He said
Revival
that nigga
boxing gloves.
Boots got to wear some Everlast fucking power lock gloves, nigga, from fucking Walmart.
Man, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like it was a little bit too much. So I want Boots to done him bad. I want him to do him really bad, and then do a Fedora first, of course. Go to undisputed with a Fedora. Hopefully, just apparently, Josh. I heard sources. You didn't hear from me, but sources saying Kelly has the contract. He's on vacation in Spain or wherever he is. He's waiting to sign. We're waiting for him to sign. He has the contract already right now.
Because he know that's nigga. That's like saying you got a contract to your death.
Hey, Kelly's nice, man. Kelly's nice. He's nice.
He's not. Kelly's not durable.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah,
The
that's
reason
another thing.
why the reason why the Xander fight lasted so long because Xander's young and he's much bigger. He's more durable. Kelly,
Yeah, he can
he
take them
breaks too
shots.
easy. Unfortunately, he's a white boy. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get beat on, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna cut easy.
It's not gonna look too pretty.
It's
No,
not gonna look pretty. It's gonna look bad.
I want that Fedora and Virgil fight for sure, without a doubt. I want those bad. I want those really bad. Because if Boots does what I think he's gonna do to the both of them, we're talking about face-up boxing. We're talking about anywhere in the world. Boots and Devin is the biggest fight in
And
the
that's what
world.
I'm saying. But let's say Lord's willing, you know what I'm saying? In God's will, motherfucking Boots go on and beat Fedora and he beats Virgil Ortiz. Devin
Right.
beats Ryan Garcia in a rematch. He beats motherfucking T.O. winner. Nigga, do you know how big of a fight Devin Haney versus Boots would be?
That would be insane. Where would it be though?
Million million dollar pay per view. Right
without a
now,
doubt.
if they were to fight next, it wouldn't be $1 million pay per view. But after some
Nah,
shit
maybe
like
a few
that,
hundred
it would
thousand.
definitely be $1 million pay per view.
Yeah, if he cleans up the winner of Rolling TO, he cleans up Ryan like I think he will. He cleans up Liam Paro, like, undisputed lineal champion of welterweight champion of the world. Boots does what I think he's gonna do at super middleweight. Super middleweight champion versus undisputed welterweight champion. Come on, bro. What are three locations you would want to see it at? Like any
Vegas.
locations in the world. Vegas. I want to see it in Atlanta though. I want to see it in Atlanta bad. Forget Vegas. I want it in Atlanta. I
I
want that in
think
Atlanta.
big fights like that just deserves to be in Vegas, bro.
I understand, but like Atlanta's becoming a little sweet spot for boxing right now, and it's an all black fight. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you bless the people like that. You get what I mean? But like
You know what I'm
Vegas is
saying?
the
Vegas
ideal place.
because
Mm-hmm.
go to casino, put some money on that shit. I'm trying to win a lot of money on that fight. You know what I mean? Try to cash out.
I'm gonna have to be there in person for that one. I gotta
Right.
ball for that one. I gotta find a
I'll,
way.
I'll fuck around, be a millionaire after Devin knock out this nigga.
Knock out who?
Boots.
Woo, that's funny. That happens. Anyhow that happens, I don't know nothing about boxing, bro. Like I'm revoking my boxing analyst license and all that shit. Like I'm revoking it altogether. If Devin finds a way to land some leaping left hook, I don't know nothing. I have no knowledge at all. I don't know nothing. So it's an exciting fight altogether. But shit, bro. I love to see it. I love to see it. I want Devin to open up his offense more. Like I've seen what he's been able to do back in the past. He was piecing up Linares for most of their fight until he got clipped a little bit. He was piecing up Regis Prograis, who I think he should have stopped. He should have stopped him. I was mad
Bro,
he didn't stop him.
hold on. I'm about to step away for like 5 minutes real fast. I gotta go downstairs and
Yeah,
open this door real quick. I don't know if you want to cook or whatever.
yeah, yeah,
You know, let the people know how you feeling about this boxing shit until I come back.
yeah, yeah. I got you.
All right, hold it down.
Yeah, yeah. Was good, my people. I I'm really thinking Rolly's gonna knock out Teofimo Lopez. I just feel like Tio is a broken man altogether. I feel like his relationship with his father has gone down the drain. Them having a whole therapy session on the Ring magazine interview was kind of funny to me, honestly. If I'm gonna tell you the truth, it wasn't anything positive to look forward to because the both of them are going back and forth with who's to blame on the Shakur loss, their relationship, and what the instructions Teofimo Senior was giving him in the corner. In my head, I'm just like, just say Shakur is better than you. It doesn't matter what version of Teo shows up on that night, he gets beat up. Not beat up, but like he gets outclassed every single time. There's no version of Teofimo Lopez beats any version besides the version that fought De Los Santos. There's no version of Teofimo Lopez that beats Shakur Stevenson, especially on that night. Man used a jab the entire night. And for some reason, Teo had a problem with picking up his left hand. He couldn't do it. He had his left hand low, expecting to counter him or do something, working off his athleticism only, knowing this guy cuts so badly from any kind of punch. Like, bro, that fight was very, very, very one-sided, and it will always be one-sided. And I just feel like Teo needs to get over that stuff. He needs a new corner. He needs a new head coach. He needs to blow that whole team up. Because if he continues with his father, I don't think he has a strong career, especially at welterweight. Because he needs somebody that's going to be able to clean up his fatal flaws. He needs a better jab. He should have been working on that a long time ago. His jab is weak. All he did is jump around, do Superman punches, and a whole bunch of other BS. I don't rate Teo that well at all. It's not hard for me to do either because he's a piece of shit human. I'm just excited to see Rolly knock him out. I'm gonna put some money on it. I would be a happy man. I just feel like Rolly's style is all wrong for Teo. I don't care about the sparring video from 2013, 2014. Rolly started boxing at 17 years old. He's a full-fledged professional now. And I just feel like he's gonna punch on Teo, walk him down and knock him out. Simple. Easy day at the office because Teo don't got no power at 140 and he definitely don't got no power at 147. So he's not gonna be able to do nothing with Rolly. That's just my opinion. Could I be wrong? Maybe. But I don't got no faith in Teo. I feel like he's compromising. So knock him out. Because Teo had no power. See? A lot of people are thinking the same way. I don't know where his power went. I don't know if he was on that stuff. I'm not insinuating anything, but like 135, he had some concussive power that just went away as soon as he moved up. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the chins were weak of the guys that he fought at 135. I'm not sure what it was. As soon as he moved up in weight, he got one knockout. He had like 6, 7 fights at 140, which he arguably lost He technically lost 3 because I think Sandler Martin beat him, and I also think Jermaine Ortiz beat him. So realistically, his record says he only has 2 losses, but in my head, he has 4. Jermaine Ortiz is the uncrowned former junior welterweight champion of the world. That guy should have been the champ that night, especially. And Jermaine Ortiz beat Loma too. Like, I don't know why we're not talking about that either. Dude was robbed of two clear wins for his career. Fortunately, he ran into Keyshawn. Duck ass Keyshawn. I was a fan of Keyshawn too. This guy let me down so bad. Bum ass. Ain't nobody wanna fight me. Pitbull Cruz. Devin Haney. Liam Parra. Lewis Cocker. Nobody wants to fight me. I'm all alone in the ocean. I'm jumping around. What a bitch, bro. You're gonna have to do something spectacular to earn me, my fandom back, bro. Because
They were calling Boots a duck at 2025 after he was called a duck for Virgil Ortiz. He did what? He unified 2 divisions within 3 fights. That's how you get it back. You do some spectacular stuff. He's about to go undisputed at 2027 or something like that. Maybe. I don't know if he does go undisputed, honestly. I don't know if Josh Kelly or Pandora give him an opportunity. They seen what? 60 seconds of success with Xander. What the rest of the fight, the whole 20 minutes, he was getting beat up. Xander was getting beat up. Overemphasizing the 60 seconds. Somebody that weighs 15 pounds more than you clocks you over the head, over your temple, with their strongest punch. Everybody else will be wobbling too. It was 15 pounds to 20 pounds more than him on fight night. Hit him in the temple with a left hook. Yeah, shit. You're going to get wobbled. It's boxing. Shit happens. But are these guys going to take the risk of getting a life-changing beating and give Boots an opportunity to become undisputed? That's the question I want to know. Top ranked. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's true. Keyshawn was doing Friday skits. Everything. Yeah, bro, like, I want my time back for wasting. I wasted time watching those skits, getting excited from Keyshawn to come back and fight Devin Haney and give Devin Haney a tough fight and all this other stuff. Only for this guy to say no to $3 million? Bro, what kind of signature did you sign to give Jay Prince to be Jay Prince's fighter? Like, what is he taking 60%? Like, how much is this guy really taking from you? For you not to say no to $3 million? It's a lot of money. This guy said he wanted $5 million to clear up all of his taxes and all the stuff he owes to his camp, his manager fees, top rank fees, and all this other stuff. $5 million. It's high. What his highest payday is what, 900,000 a mil? That make no damn sense. Ain't no way Devin not scary. Ain't no way Devin is a nightmare for everybody at welterweight. Can't be the case. You telling me everybody that been telling me about Devin for the past year is a lie? You telling me Devin's the scariest boxer on the planet Earth right now? Is that what you're telling me? I don't know, man. It's looking like it. It's looking like it, bro. These dudes are acting scary when it comes to Devin, Debo, Henny. I don't know, bro. My man said 5 minutes. More than 5 minutes. I'm running out of things to say, bro. Running out of things to say.
You
Yo.
okay? So, all right, what's poppin'? What's going on? It said top ranked diet.
No, I was just
Keyshawn's
talking
doing
about.
fine.
I was talking about Tio and how I don't rate him at all, and I think Rose gonna stop him badly.
Yeah, that's why. And you know, I'm not gonna lie to you. They don't even want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. This really a make it or break it fight for this nigga T.O. for real. Remember how they used to say that in boxing? It's like they don't say that no more for certain fighters.
Nah, they don't.
This
You
is
need
a
to bring
make it
that
or
back.
break it fight. If you don't make it in this fight, nigga, you gonna have to. You might have to. Are you looking at retirement or are you just looking at not elite level no more?
Because it's looking like to go from Shakur beating your ass for 12 rounds to go possibly get knocked out by Rolly is not a smart decision. I don't know. Tune-ups are not a bad thing for certain fighters. Earl Spence definitely needed more tune-ups in his career, without a doubt. I just think Tio could have dealt with a little bit of top ranked diet.
T.O. probably got an injury he don't want to tell us about. because the fact that he wasn't trying to connect no punches like at all. It's like even if in the Barboza fight, people are talking about, oh, well, Tio, he looked good in that fight. Bro, he hardly even threw any punches in that fight either.
Yeah, bro. Like some underlying injury that's his career ending. He's just taking all the big fights right now, taking everything he can get right now, because he's a promoter now. So
Yeah. He's a promoter now.
he,
Just try to cash in, get a couple dubs in.
exactly. It's looking like the end of the road for the great Teofimo. Great, excuse my language. Good Teofimo Lopez. I just cussed just now. I called him great.
Man, I can't wait to
Don't
see Devin versus Paro. I'm over here watching the sparring clip. That's gonna be a good one.
it's looking like a one-sided beating. It's looking like a unanimous decision
Dev
win.
fuck around to get that knockout that nigga's been asking for. I'm
With
not gonna
Liam,
lie to you. Against Liam, fuck yeah.
something Matthias and Lewis Crocker couldn't do, bro.
A lot of people think that when it comes to knockouts, the only way you can get a knockout is fucking just a
Being
nigga
a power puncher.
just being T. You can TKO a nigga, bust a nigga faced up so bad they have to stop it. Like a lot of this shit can happen. Devin is at a higher weight class now. He's comfortable. Somebody said Devin on his Dragon Ball Z final form shit right now. And I said, I don't even think this is the final form because we got to see him at 154. That might be the final form. But right now, at 147, he's looking pretty solid.
I feel
What
like
do you think?
60 will be his. I feel like 60. He'll stop at 60.
60?
I think he'll
Hell,
stop at 60. Yeah, I think he'll stop at 60.
probably in his late fucking 30s.
Yeah, late 30s. Like that'll be like his last weight class in my opinion. I feel like that'll be his last weight class.
If he's still boxing, then I don't know. That nigga probably be a fucking billionaire off this shit if he's still boxing at that age.
Yeah, 100 millionaire for 100 millionaire for sure. He's gonna have 8 figures, maybe. Without a doubt. 9 figures, sorry. 9 figures
Yeah,
is 100 million.
yeah, this
That'll
nigga
be
dead
interesting
crazy.
though. I didn't mind this year's boxing. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't mind. Everybody's saying it was a
It's
bad
not
year.
over yet, though. I don't know why people acting
Exactly.
like it's
Like
over.
it's not done yet. It's there's still time. There's what 4 5 months left in the year.
And you know what I'm thinking of too, to be honest? I'm already
Yeah.
thinking about the start of the New Year's because once we get over this hump right here, October, November, that's gonna
Yeah.
set up some fire shit for January, February for sure.
Exactly. That's what I'm excited for as well. The first quarter of the next year, and what they're gonna bring to the table. The question is Shakur really gonna fight Ryo? This
We
guy's
don't
been
know.
lying to us, saying he's not gonna fight Ryo. Ryo is not what he's looking for. Da, 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 da. What choice do you have now?
That's what I'm saying. I think Shakur fans need to just chill out, man, because Shakur fans are the main ones shitting on that fight, in my opinion.
Bro, we're talking about a bona fide liar. This guy said he would fight Conor Benn at 154. He's been a
I know.
liar. He's been lying. He went on an interview and said, "Oh, yeah, I said I was gonna fight. What's his name, Osaki Foster, and I'm not doing it. Now what? What are you gonna do about it? Like what? What do you mean? We're going off of what you said. You put the 1,000 man
I know.
stipulation in front of
The
him.
fact that nobody in boxing really trying to hold him to the fire for that shit is fucking it's ridiculous to me, bro.
Like,
Instead, they're still
bro,
talking about, well, look what Bill Haney said. Bill Haney's a liar. Nigga, Bill Haney's a promoter. Shakur's the fighter. He's blatantly lying every time.
yeah, he's promoting himself. He don't have a promoter. Like what? Dana White's not gonna talk on his behalf. He talks at press conferences. He's not gonna go to interviews and do this other shit. Like, no, it's literally all Shakur. Shakur's doing it on his own merit. Lying to you
Bro,
guys for free.
I never would have heard about Shakur beef with Shock for real, if he never like talked about it. What the fuck was that?
It wasn't me. I was thinking it was an Amber Alert for you or something. It sounded
Right.
like that Amber Alert sound.
Right. I don't know, but yeah, man. I want to see Dev. You know, he's looking pretty good in the gym. I want to see him put his skills on display against a champion like Paro.
Bro, the way he looked on that bag, that top rank bag, he's looking like he's punching. No.
Yeah,
He's looking like he might walk somebody down or something, bro.
a lot of
High
people feel
guard
like
and
that.
Mexican style.
A lot of people feel like that's what scared. Uh, what's his name? Into not fighting him,
Keyshawn? Yeah, most definitely.
Sean Davis. And I don't. Honestly, I don't like the way boxing fans talk about Keyshawn ducking, because, or not even just boxing fans, people in the boxing media, because they'll say things like, "Well, you know, I don't think Keyshawn is scared of Devin Haney, but nigga, then what the fuck is it? Because if you wasn't scared, if the risk wasn't crazy to you, this money is just a little stepping stone. That's the most money you made in your career. You would accept it and keep it pushing."
Bro, you're 15 fights in. What's the worst that could happen? You lose to Devin, okay. You build back up. You're with Top Rank.
He's
Top Rank will
afraid.
build you back into something. These dudes are too afraid of the internet. That's why. They don't want to be clowned. They want to be made a meme of. They want people making
So
fun of them for
you're
the
afraid of the internet.
yeah,
So you do something
for
that
the
has
internet.
you get fucking meme to death on the internet. Man, this nigga, he posted a picture of his chains. They talking about some damn people. The first comment got like fucking damn near 1,000 fucking likes. Nigga talking about some, yeah, with them small ass chains. If you would have signed the contract, you could have bought some more chains.
Yeah, I seen that comment. That was diabolical. That comment was diabolical. What killed me was Coach Malachi yesterday. He was like, "Oh, nobody want to fight me." He was imitating Keyshawn in the water. Remember when he went on vacation? This guy was screaming and splashing around like a kid. Ain't nobody want to fight me. Pitbull Cruz, Devin Haney, Lewis Crocker. Ain't nobody want to fight me. This guy said, "Damn!" Splash back into the water. That shit killed me, bro. Like that looks so funny now. Man was making all this fuss just to not take the fight. Now they're
Yeah,
gonna make compilations of you screaming for the fight, acting like Craig, talk about you have bricks in your hands and all this other stuff. Was your hands too brick like to sign the contract? You couldn't turn your hands back into regular hands to sign a contract or something. Like you couldn't have somebody sign it for you. Like did you not know how to read the contract? Did you not know how many zeros you were really gonna get? Did you not know the percentage you're gonna have to give your manager? Were you scared you weren't gonna get any money back at the end of the day? Like what was it, bro? And this guy said he was gonna go live a couple days ago. I've been waiting for the live for like what 2, 3 days now. Saying he was gonna explain everything.
yeah. I
Where is
posted.
that?
I said, what happened to this live? I said that nigga probably thought about it. Like, nah, this ain't the move. This
Jay
ain't the
Prince was
move.
just
They
like,
go,
nah, boss,
nah,
it's not
don't.
a good idea. Don't do it. Yo, because he was gonna get clowned no matter what he said. There was no explanation for this. You can't say nothing to us. You wanted this fight so bad and said no.
Yeah, I was like, bro, there's no coming back from that.
Salute, Art man.
Oh, shout out to my dude, Scholar Production. Hey, is this who I think it is, or is this somebody else?
It is it's Knocko that I signed up before, but for some reason it signed up with my media company.
Oh, okay. So,
Mm.
what's on your
Yeah,
mind, man? How you feeling, man?
there's a lot to talk about, really, isn't there? Because yeah, there's a this, it just seems like the same old story with like obviously with Dev, nobody's trying to get in there, and then you've got the big super fight. Everybody's kind of giving their take on it. You've got fans saying, "Oh, you don't want that smoke. You don't want him to get hurt." But they should be saying, let's see it, prove it. You know what I mean? They should be saying, let's see Boots actually go down and do all of those things that all his fans are saying that he's gonna do to Devin when Devin goes up to 154. I'm I'm there for it, man. I think, if they can both get undisputed, I don't think there's any bigger fight, even Terence Crawford included, because if they're both undisputed at their respective weight classes and then they meet, I think it's a bigger fight. I think it's the biggest fight in boxing if they're able to do that, and especially if Devin goes and he gets the bout off of the Rolly Tio winner, then he gets the bout off of Conor Ryan winner, and then he gets a unification with Paro, and then Boots does the same thing. He collects the bouts as well against Kelly and then Fandora, and then we're looking at the biggest fight that can be made, and it's not something that's is going to take years and years in the making. This is something realistically we could be seeing within a year's time, for all of these fights to kind of get made and done. What's your guys' takes and thoughts on the?
No, you're making a good point, bro. It could rival a Crawford fight because it'll be 1 to 2 years removed since he retired. The boxing forgets about you, to be honest, bro. Like, they're calling him the GOAT. They're forgetting about Ali. Like 20 years from now, they're gonna be calling somebody else the GOAT. The sport moves on really fast. So for you to say that's a bigger fight than Crawford, you may have a point. By the time the fight does get made, it could be 1 to 2 years from this point, from what we're talking about right now.
I think it's better for boxing as well if it's Devin versus Boots, because Terence Crawford's out of the game, and if he comes back, he's almost 40. He doesn't have that much long left in the game at a competitive level where he's going to be fighting young uncommon boxers. You know what I mean? So to that sort of skill level, so like how much more has he kind of got in the tank? He's already done quite a lot, sort of in the back end of his career, where he should have had the recognition and the fights kind of early on in his career when he was a lot more when he was a lot more youthful, and he had more longevity in his career. So I think it's better for boxing that the Devin versus Boot fights actually happens, because then you've got Devin, whether he wins or loses, he's got years left, within boxing, either at 154 or whether he drops back down, which I don't reckon he does. I think he probably campaigns at 154 or tries to go to 160 after that. And then you've got Boots as well, so they can at least give us more fights after that as well. And one thing that I don't really like about this whole boxers, they retire and then they come out of retirement. It makes the sport kind of stale a little bit, and then it's like it doesn't really give a chance for any new up and coming boxer to become the face of boxing. Like we had, when Floyd retired and came out of retirement, so nobody could really kind of take that crown and become that face of boxing because it was Floyd. Look, so even though he was retired, everyone still associated boxing kind of with Floyd. So you just never give the opportunity back to the sport for somebody to become that new face. So I feel like if you're going to retire, stay retired. If you're not going to retire, stay in the game and fight competitive fighters, and just give the fans, the fights that they're looking for, back to back sort of thing. But I for those reasons, I think it's better for those, individuals to have the fight, being, Devin, Haney and Boots. And I think, them doing it after, unifying their division and becoming undisputed. What's your take?
No, I agree with what you're saying. It makes perfect sense. Yeah, it does hurt the sport, the credibility of the sport, for sure. If you're retired, you're retired. You shouldn't want to come back because you have fans begging for. I feel like it's a whole marketing scheme to retire, because people are going to beg for you to fight, and you feel like you're going to have more money, more anticipation, more excitement. Fantasy fights get made. Oh, if it was this guy with this guy, or if it was this guy with that guy. Oh, I wish he came back because I want to see how he do against him. And then the anticipation grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. the Mac is back and all this other stuff, and they make a whole spectacle of the fight. The reason why I think Floyd retired like what 2-3 times. He's an attention whore. That's his problem. He can't have anybody else have the spotlight but him. Right? That's his issue. I don't know if really there's no kind of dopamine that can rival walking out to a sold out arena. That's what they really miss. I don't know if they miss the punching, getting punched on or getting taken damage. I just feel like the power in your hands when you see people cheering or booing for you, there's nothing like it in the world. There's no amount of drug that can make you feel that kind of energy. That's what I feel they miss. And saying and the new or and still or and the winner is, there's nothing like it. After a tough camp, weeks of training, sort of thing. Yeah, there's very few things that can rival that kind of feeling. But if you're gonna retire, just stay retired. Not to mention, Bud just had a shoulder surgery last year after the Canelo fight. Shoulder surgeries, knee surgeries, elbow surgery, anything in those areas are career ending. Like your power's not gonna be the same. You're not gonna have the same snap. Devin had a shoulder surgery like what 2020 or something like that. His right hand hasn't been the same since. Right? So like those are the things you have to take into account for sure. And I feel like his right hand's only just getting back to what it used to be because he's not cutting so much weight and taking away so much of his energy and power away from his body. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I feel like two undisputed fighters is always going to be a bigger, better fight than anything else, to be honest. So
And
yeah,
the thing is as well, like you touched on as well, like jealousy and like why they can't just stay retired, it's the attention and stuff like that as well. But I do agree with that because even Bill mentions like in the interview he had like that came out today about kind of he said the quote was Floyd kind of does everything like to like in front of us to support us, but then like back sort of behind us and does everything sort of against us. So do you think that's like obviously like to become so elite? Do you think it's they have a sort of they have a sort of belief of themselves, sort of an egotistical thing where they think they're kind of above and better than everybody else. That they it can be interpreted as jealousy, but it also can be seen as that trait as well. And you think I'm saying that this to kind of to ask this question. You think it's kind of a similar situation with Crawford? Because like I kind of find it like sort of I kind of find it hard to think it's a coincidence how he's returning now and he's like campaigning for the Boots fight. Do you think it's like him trying to like somehow try to steal the fight from Devin in some way because he's kind of friends with Shakur? It is the kind of like the the attention that he's getting and he's Devin's kind of being crowned as like the new face of boxing. Do you think it's like that's one question I wanted to ask Ant-Man as well.
no, for sure. Bud's been out the game for what, 10 months, 11 months, and they're already crowning somebody else. He's got to feel some type of way. He's worked his whole career. He's only the last 2 years of his career, he's finally getting the recognition he feels he should have got a long time ago, and everybody's forgetting about him already. The only way he's keeping his name in everybody's mouth is because he's talking controversial with Boots, because Boots is not really talking about him. He asks questions about him and giving his honest opinion. He's not hating on him, but Boots is not the reason. Bud is not the reason Boots' career is the way it is, because everybody's already comparing him to Roy Jones, comparing him to Floyd, and all this other stuff, being the next great athletic freak in boxing. Like they just wanted to see you two fight. There's nothing you guys do the same in the ring besides switch. You guys don't fight the same. There's nothing to compare to, right? So they just miss the fame and fortune. Like they think that we're going to be talking about them forever. We're going to find somebody else to talk about. The sport moves along. Sometimes they can't take it, and that's why they come out of retirement, because they want it to be all about them. That's a fact. This is a very selfish sport, very conceited, minded, and that's what it is. If I'm going to work all my life getting punched on and finally getting the recognition I deserve for this young kid to come and take my spotlight already, for you guys to forget about me already and comparing him to me. How dare you? I'm a 3-time undisputed champion. I've done it against greats like Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez. Why are you taking these great wins away from me? Are we so quick to forget? That's probably how he's feeling.
Yeah, because a lot of people are talking about like Devin's got the best resume out of Keyshawn, Shakur, Tank, and Boots right now, and he's the youngest. So even if they kind of wanted to freeze him out, maybe wait a year or not try to fight him, is like he through longevity alone, because he's so young, that wouldn't work. At some point down the line, they would have to seek to see him in the ring, especially if they want to make the paydays that they want to make before they exit, their career, or they want to, finish their career. So even from that standpoint, they have to at some point get in there with Devin. So do you think, Bud's kind of looking at this, and Eddie Hearn made it a big thing as well that his resume was weak when he was after he fought Majumov, and the criticism that he was giving him, basically saying you're a great fighter, but your resume, isn't the strongest sort of thing. And do you think, he's kind of attempting to kind of be like, okay, if I fight Boots, that's gonna do something for my resume, and he kind of wants to, by doing that, I feel like as well, it's like I feel like it kind of like I don't know, I feel like it kind of I don't know if it helps the sport or not, because then it's like, okay, then you're gonna retire, and it's like who's gonna kind of fill that space where it's like right now we've got like a young, hungry champion that kind of wants all the smoke, he wants to kind of go on the speed, and then you've got Boots as well, which is he's a credible champion in his own right as well, and if he carries on going down the path of unification and just carries on knocking down champions, he will get that legacy that he's looking for. And then if they meet, win, lose or draw, that's still a big fight, especially for boxing. That's the biggest fight in boxing currently, as you've got two fighters in their prime, currently active, and they're going down an undisputed route, and then they meet in the middle. On that metric alone, it would be more, than the Terence Crawford fight, or even the Terence Crawford and Canelo fight, because even when they met, they didn't meet. Both of them didn't meet in their primes. So it's more juicy, the fight, in terms of like on that aspect alone, and what it does for boxing as well, because then you've got the winner is like going to be more, there's going to be more longevity in the champion with defenses and stuff like that as well. So I'm very high on this fight. I want to see it happen. People that say that they don't want to see Devin, or they don't want to see Boots, sort of they don't want to really entertain it, or they're really strong on Boots, they think he's going to win. I say let them fight, and let's see who wins.
No, without a doubt. And this is why I always will be behind belts matter. I understand they're corrupt. I understand they're money hungry and all this other stuff, but they take care of the judges. They bring in the judges, the ring, they sanction the fight, they sanction a whole lot of stuff, ticket sales, and all this other stuff. Like, you need the belts. The belts are what makes the sport the sport. Every boxer gets into boxing to become a world champion, or of aspirations to be a world champion, because Ali held the belts, Floyd Mayweather held the belts, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, all these guys held these belts that you grew up wanting to be like, right? So there's an important part of why Devin and Boots would be the biggest fight in the sport. The belts, the one thing that everybody wants, the one thing everybody craves to be, a world champion. Do you think Floyd Mayweather, Terence Crawford, and Sugar Ray Leonard would be who they are without belts?
Absolutely.
No. That's what made them. Why are you shitting on what made you?
So do you think that's what he's trying to
bro.
take away from Devin Haney? Like, because if Devin Haney was to win that fight, he would become a 3-time undisputed champion, tying Terence Crawford.
Shit would be impeccably insane. You would have to, if he goes to this beat at welterweight, you'd have to, you really have to be calling him an all-time great. He does this, he's in the top 20 all time. This is almost an impossible feat, because
of how they depict Boots to be. How I believe Boots is. He's a dangerous, dangerous fight. It's a career-altering fight. People like Roman Villa will never be the same. Xander may never be the same. I don't care how young he is. He was getting pummeled for 20 minutes straight. This guy may never be the same. That's a known fact. Karen probably won't be the same. Emantas Stanionis he's got one fight since he got Boots. This guy is beating on guys and changing the trajectory of their career. That's a fact. It's a dangerous fight. So yes, if Devin were to somehow pull it off, bro, we're talking top 20, top 30 all time, without a doubt. After he goes undisputed at welterweight and then becomes undisputed at super middleweight, so super welterweight, bro, you can't not put him in the top 30, top 40, top 50 all time boxers. If he accomplishes a feat like that, he'd be the only other person to do it. If Inoue doesn't do it as what is he at? Super what would he super what
The
ben,
weight
what
class
bench
matters
weight?
as well, the opponents matter. So even if Inoue does do it, if you look at the resume of somebody like a Inoue, and you look at the resume of a Devin Haney, if he does manage to go undisputed at 147 and 154 against the champions, like former champions, former unified champions like Tio, if he goes back as well, and gets the win off Ryan as well, and then becomes undisputed at 147, and then he fights Boots at 154, and then the person who you beat matters as well. So if he beats Boots for that as well, even if somebody's was to match that, it would be a more significant and more impressive win.
No, without a doubt.
Atman, are you back? I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, do you think it's the fact that Terence Crawford is coming back now? There's rumors of
Who said he coming back?
There's a lot of videos like popping up of him training, rumors of him signing with Zufar. I wanted to ask you, do you think it's like I feel like it's too much of a coincidence that he's coming back now? Do you think he's like kind of looking at the attention that kind of Devin Haney's kind of getting in terms of like he's crowning a new face of boxing, and he's kind of looking at that thinking, okay, if Devin actually does fight Boots and he does become 3-time undisputed, he ties my record. You think that's something that he's actively trying to prevent and trying to get the legacy for himself and trying to fight Boots now? You think that's what's kind of going on, or I want to know what your takes on it.
Shit, I don't know. Hold on. He says, seriously, both boxers should pull Pacquiao boxing license. Look. Hold on, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you're good.
What was your question again? My bad.
My question was basically like, I think it's too much of a coincidence that Terence Crawford is, rumored to come back now. There's a lot of they're releasing a lot of training footage, and the trainers coming out saying, they're kind of speaking about his
name. Crawford, he don't come back and just jump straight into a fucking dogfight. He's gonna get a tune-up in with somebody.
But he did want to go straight to Canelo when he had his eyes set on Canelo, because you think he's kind of been sitting back for a bit, kind of been looking at the landscape, and then been kind of looking at Devin getting
if Mobili knocks out, or if Mobili, if he loses to Canelo knocks out Mobili, they're gonna do a Canelo versus Crawford rematch.
Because I would think that would make more monetary sense if he was to come back against Canelo than if he was to come back against Boots, because you're not getting the same. Canelo was rumored to get around over 100 M's for that fight alone, so I don't think you kind of generate the same type of capital with anybody else. So for him to kind of go not fight Canelo and fight somebody else, it just wouldn't make sense. And also as well, the weight class of Boots is currently trying to campaign at 154, and he's trying to get undisputed. And I think as well that the biggest fight that can happen in boxing is, you know, Devin going undisputed at 147, sorry, and then Boots doing the
What
same
the
thing.
fuck?
What happened?
Sorry, bro. Yo, someone just hit me with their car, bro. I apologize. I just got hit.
Oh
I
shit.
got
Yeah.
rear-ended.
Yeah, take
I'm
care
good. I'm
of
good. Everything's good.
that.
Bro, what the hell? This is my work vehicle, bro.
Oh shit. Take
What
it
the
easy.
hell?
Yeah, so Bud would the WC let Bud fight for a belt. I don't know. I think most definitely they most likely would.
But yeah, what I was saying was, I think it's more. I think it's better for boxing if Terence Crawford, um, and Boots, for instance, what's it called? Not Terence Crawford. My apologies. If Devin Haney and Boots was to fight for undisputed versus undisputed, I think it's better for boxing because there's more longevity in their career because there's so much more younger. Where
But
Terence Crawford,
I'm just ready to see Dev whoop on Paro real quick, get that belt.
I want to
But
see that
it's
fight too, but it looks like Paro's looking for more money right now.
somebody's gonna have to bite down. I don't know, man. I'm tired of Devin having to take sacrifices like for these fights. That's so crazy. At this point of his career, you would think that people would be clamoring to fight him, especially knowing that he has a belt. But it's like, I guess not. It's too much of a risk.
It is too much. It is too much of a risk. I think that's how they're kind of looking at it. Eddie Hearn kind of hinted the same thing, where he's basically saying like these guys know they're gonna lose if they come up against Devin Haney, so they want a king's ransom. You know, they want to be paid handsomely because they know they're gonna lose and they're not gonna be able to make that same amount of money. You know, after they take that loss because they don't have the same leverage, they don't have that bout anymore. So it's as a Devon supporter, it's you know it. I want these. I want to find a way to force these guys in the ring because it takes two people, to fight. But they're just not. They're just not like willing to get in the ring. They're just not willing to get in the ring with Devin. So I want to ask you a question about Shakur. Like, I want to see Shakur on Devin's resume because I do believe Devin can get it done. However, Shakur is looking reluctant to get in the ring with Devin, and he's like managed to pull like this whole like curtain over everybody's eyes, and making everybody think it's just Keyshawn that's ducking. When originally he was the fight. He's been the fight for the past couple 10 years. Like he's been calling Devin out since he was at 126 pounds. However, they haven't had a fight yet. Every time he gets close, it kind of seems to be some sort of stipulation in between, blocking the way. Before it was money. That's why he never wanted to take 25%. That's why he never wanted to go to undisputed, whatever, because he said it was, he didn't like the offer of money. But now the Zufas in the question, money is no longer an issue. And I've not heard any sort of content creator kind of like speak on that. Like, you're kind of getting all the money in the world for the fight to make this fight happen. Yeah. Why are you not fighting him? Why are you not, accepting a fight? Why are you not fighting? You're getting all the money that you want for the fight. And as well, he's already agreed to 144. And then Devin agreed to 144. But then you threw Keyshawn in the way to kind of get away from Devin, and then told him to drop the bout, which I've never ever heard I don't think I've ever heard even a champion ever say that before. Drop your bout so I can fight you. It's just ridiculous, honestly. So Devin kept the bout, and they were gonna fight Keyshawn anyway. And then obviously now you've lost the leverage because they don't need to drop the bout anymore. So now they don't want to. Do the 144 because you tried to play a game where you pointed, two barrel shotgun, like they said, towards Bill Haney and Devin Haney, but there was nothing but blanks. And now Devin doesn't have a fight right now. Shakur doesn't have a fight right now. Why can't they get in the ring? Why can't they fight? And plus, if Devin does what he set out to do, he's told the world that he wants to become undisputed at 147. Then he wants to challenge himself and go to 154, yeah, and do that, yeah. Why should I not believe him after he's done pretty much, like, if you look at his career, if you look at his resume, the people that he said he's gonna go in there with, and he's gonna be. Yeah, he's had more 50-50 competition where people could have said it could have swung either way, and he's believed in himself and betted on himself those times, and he's came out on top, right? And why would I doubt him now when he tells me he's going to go and do this and he's going to go and do that, when somebody else in the other corner, like Shakur, has said, you know, if you fight my brother, I'm going to fight you after. And then after he does that, you say, oh, no, I'm not going to fight you anymore. And then he tells the fans, like, it doesn't matter that I don't keep my word. Why do I have to, you know, tell you guys or, you know, or basically do it? I don't owe you guys anything. You know, how can I respect somebody like that? You know, that kind of just goes back on their word, says whatever they want to do. So my question is, like, I want to see Shakur on Devin's resume, because I believe he beats him, and I believe it's a pound for pound fight. I think if that fight happens, it's for pound number one. But how do we get the guy in the ring? That's my question, because we've done everything. He's got the money. They agreed on a weight. Then he threw another stipulation in there. So it's just kind of showing me that it's not really a stipulation about the weight. He's kind of just not eager to get in the ring. So what can be done to get this guy in the ring?
They want him to sacrifice his what you call it again, his purse.
Devin's purse. You mean?
Yeah, they want Devin to sacrifice his purse, like give up some of his money.
Why would Devin do that? He wouldn't.
Because they don't want to leave this. They don't want to leave this game with an L, or they want to make sure that they have enough money when they leave.
Whatever happened to like backing yourself and believing in yourself? You know, like thinking that you could beat the man.
Because it's Debo, nigga. That's why.
Yeah, but it's like
The thing is, they're afraid of Devin. That's what it is, Devin.
It's upsetting as well for a fan, because you just want to watch these fights happen. You just want to see these fights happen. You don't want to wait like Pacquiao and Floyd. It's just too long. Now, like in the UK, we've got this AJ versus Fury fight, but it's like it's been way too long now. You know, and they're no longer the same people.
That should have so dead to me, in my opinion.
Exactly. So it's like we don't want it to get to a point where it's like the fight feels like it's irrelevant. We want this fight when they're both hot. They're both hot right now. They're both on everybody's tongues right now. If they fight right now, they're on everybody's pound for pound list. Whether you have a 5, 2, 1.
And then they talking about this fighting in the States. That shit sounds so crazy.
Yeah, like a lot of people in the UK kind of feel like they're way past their best. You know, it's like I'm more excited, if I'm being honest, to see Wilder like Usyk, because I hope Wilder gets it done. If I'm being honest, I feel like that would be a great story if Wilder got that done against Usyk. If he's anything like his former self, where it's not really doesn't really matter how much.
I don't know. Do you really believe Usyk look bad like that for real, or is it just like he did that on purpose?
Against when he fought the what's it called?
Didn't hear that
boxer. When he fought the
kickboxer.
I do think he looked bad. The reason I think he looked bad, because when you're like a boxer and you fight like a style, like a somebody's like an MMA fighter or a kickboxer, their style is completely different. So it's not conventional. So I think he kind of came in and he
Do you think he halved off in the training?
No, I actually don't think he did. I think even when Fury fought Ngannou, I think Fury took it seriously, but it's a completely different style. It's because you're just not used to punches coming from different sort of angles. That for normal boxers, when they're coming up in amateurs or when they fight other world champions and stuff like that, there's more of a they throw things more of a technically similar to other boxers, if that makes sense. When you fight somebody that doesn't practice boxing at all, their technique is completely different. and where they're throwing the punches from is completely different. So I think he generally did have a hard time against him for those reasons. But
Hold on, look at this motherfucker in the comment section talking about some all facts, no fiction, Dev sell wolf tickets. Nigga, fuck the bullshit. And that's what I've been noticing on Twitter is a lot of people that coming at Devin Haney, making it seem like everything that's going on is just his fault. Oh, it's Dev's fault. He's just ducking. He's ducking these fights, or he's bad at negotiating. No, it's not that. It's that these guys that they trying to put in front of Devin Haney, they
you don't want
scary. They want life altering money. Like your man Keyshawn Davis. Yeah, your dude Keyshawn Davis. And I love the fact how y'all just skipping over him and jumping right into Dev, not even mentioning the fact that your boy Keyshawn ducked. Nobody's circling on that.
everybody got amnesia about that. They keep forgetting that, like, the reason Keyshawn even came into the picture, the guy was chilling at 140. The guy was not even, he woke up and became a mandatory. Why did that happen? He was negotiating with Shakur. And Bill Haney came out and said, he said some tough shit. He said, we're going to do it back to back. That shit was, bro, like, come on, man. How can you not respect that? The guy wants the toughest challenges and he wants to do it back
He
to
told
back.
him, he said, so did Jay Prince ever even plan on using those double barrel shotguns or what?
I think he thought Devin was going to drop the belt because he wasn't going to want to fight.
Everybody thought Devin was gonna drop the belt. I don't know why though. Oh yeah, actually I do know why. Because they thought it was gonna be another what's that dude, Sandor Martin situation where somebody's only gonna bet $1 million on the fight. Da 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 da. Not knowing that Top Rank would actually come with an opportunity for this guy. I don't know, man. This guy Keyshawn Davis, he's a fucking idiot, bro. I don't care what nobody says. He's an idiot. You got fighters of today, fighters of yesterday, telling the world, man, if I was in Keyshawn's shoes, I would have took, Tarver. He's explaining how like he's looking at it, through his teeth. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, Keyshawn Davis, he tweaked. He was supposed to fight Devin.
Yeah, man. He gonna be thinking about it when he's like 80 years old. Like, I should have took that fight.
Of course, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you go to artmanapparel.com, best boxing merch in the game as well. Y'all hit them super chats as well. Said Artman, that's probably Tank Shakur Keyshawn. Racist Ryan. Yeah, that's probably a troll account. All facts, no fiction. How about you join the stream?
Tell him join the stream, man.
All right, niggas always a lot of shit going on join the stream. Is there? Hell yeah, I'm about to get my camera on real quick. Hey, but what you think about the people talking about Boots versus Devin in the future? I think that's pretty dope, man.
Bro, I think it's the best fight for boxing. I honestly think it's the best fight for boxing because if you think about it, they're both active fighters and they're both right now, either in their prime or entering their prime. And if they go on an undisputed unification run, so basically Devin goes and takes out, the champions at 147, and then he does it, and then Boots does the same thing at 154, and then they meet. That is the biggest fight in boxing. That's bigger than Terence Crawford and Boots. Devin's going to be in his prime, and then Boots is also going to be in his prime. When Canelo and Boots fought, when Canelo and Bud fought, they weren't in their prime. Yeah.
It really. That's why I was looking at that fight the other day, and I was thinking to myself, like, it was cool, but these guys wasn't in their primes for real. This is like an old guy type of fight. Two veterans fighting.
So, like, for me, I'm kind of pumped for it because they've got a lot of stuff to do to get there, and Devin can beat everybody in that weight class. I think everyone at 147 is on notice. I don't see anybody in the division that he can't beat. Or he wouldn't go in as a favorite.
Got the boy Ryan Garcia. This nigga Ryan Garcia already saying, "Oh, I want to fight Dev." What you mean you don't want to fight Dev? Y'all both welterweight champions. with history. You cheated against him. You have a fucking W that got stripped away from you because you was sticking needles in your fucking ass. Nah, you have to prove to the world that you can do it without the juice. But it is he's seeing this shit like, nah, Dev really looking pretty good at welterweight. I don't
He
know if I
said
can
that
fuck with him.
Dev will would people be surprised, but Dev would actually beat Boots. That's a comment I seen that was quoted by the Ring magazine of him.
But you know, sometimes they've been doing that to get the fucking fire off of them. Nah, we want to see you versus Dev first, bitch ass nigga, before you talk about Boots.
I do want to see that, and I think that fight will be big regardless. And I honestly think, obviously, I don't want him to come in on steroids, because he has a history. He pleaded guilty for that, even though fans want to kind of skip over that and act like that didn't happen. And they have selective amnesia. They only remember the parts where Devin got dropped, but they don't remember him coming in over 3 pounds over. They don't remember him testing for Ostarine. So there's a lot of selective amnesia with his fan base, innit? But Devin, I think at 147, I think he hurts Ryan, and I think he might even put him away. Devin at 140, draining himself, depleting his body like that. So you don't have the right amount of you don't have the right amount of fluids in your body to take certain shots.
Not around your brain. You could see Dev when he took that picture with him wearing the shades and all that shit, trying to act like he was the guy from Scarface, but reality, that boy he knew he was drained. Even Mike Coppinger was like, yeah, when I talked to Devin for his interview for the fight, Ryan Garcia fight, he barely can even talk because he was drained. Devin, he's supposed to be fighting at weight classes like 147. He ain't supposed to be fighting at no fucking 140 right now. Not no 140 or no 135.
And I think as well, like the thing is with Devin, what people don't understand as well is a lot of people say he's a weight bully or he's big for the weight, but the guy's just disciplined. That's one thing they don't understand. The guy stayed at 135, yeah, when he should have been moved up, just because he wanted to prove that he's one of the best fighters and he wanted to fight Lomachenko, right? So that's discipline. That's dedication. You know what I mean? And that's also respecting the game. That's also staying at the weight class and making sure that you achieve what you want to achieve. Errol Spence kind of did the same thing at 147. Where he wanted to fight, and build up his resume before moving up, even though he was extremely big for the weight class. That doesn't make you necessarily a weight bully. If you can make the weight class and you're disciplined enough to do the nutrition, you're disciplined enough to do the weight cut, yeah, everybody can do those things, right? And if you're able to do those things and you're able to make the weight class, I don't want to hear about weight bully. I don't want to hear about anything like that. And then people say that, the only fight that I read a comment today that the only fight that Devin did wasn't the weight bully. It's a fight that he lost against Ryan. You know how stupid that sounds? The guy came in 3 pounds overweight, so he wasn't the same weight at all, But I think at 147, Devin can really hurt Ryan because he's strong enough. His body is he's got the strength and conditioning to be able to take certain shots, and we see his progression as well. Like I've been watching Devin over the years, and you can see the way he looks now, like even just hitting the bag to how he looked when he, when he first started boxing, or when he was, when he was having fights at 135, how he was looking in terms of sharpness, in terms of punch power. He's a lot more sharper. He's a lot more. He's got a lot more fun in his shots as well. So which is more dangerous.
Some boxing kid, he tried to do a video like showing Devin's style or whatever, and he's talking about, he put the caption on 2019, 2023 Devin. I'm like, bro, you acting like this motherfucker stopped getting good. I think Devin is actually a lot better now than what he was back then.
I think so too. If you look at there's a video I seen today of him hitting the bag, of him hitting it like when he was at 135 and when he's at 147, and it's just it's night and day difference. It's night and
Yeah,
day.
night and day. I post. I think matter of fact, yeah, I did. I posted that on my Twitter.
Video, yeah, that I see.
Yeah, I posted on my Twitter. It's definitely night and day. And the thing with that is that he's grown into his weight class. He's a man now. He ain't no kid. He's a man. So that punches, he got that man strength. It's coming different these days. And
And
he's
what?
turning them. And then also who he's training with Mickey Bay. I love the fact that he's training with Mickey Bay, who's also a student of the game. You can tell they're looking pretty sharp, man. They're looking like Floyd Roger-esque, I'm not gonna lie. They're looking like they're cut from that type of cloth. And I love that type of shit when it comes to this boxing shit. The growth in the fighter. And his peers see this shit. That's the only reason why that can explain why you would want to fight somebody for all these millions, because you expect this guy to put a masterclass ass whooping on you. Yeah, these guys expect that shit. Shout out to my brother Joseph Townsend. We in the building. Make sure y'all go to artmanapparel.com, best boxing merch in the game. And also y'all hit the super chat. Let them know if we cooking on artmanapparel.com as well. Said if Devin won the fight, Boots' career would be over. Not worth the risk.
Nah, I don't think Boots' career will be over because how credible of an opponent Devin is. A lot of people try to discredit Devin, but he's arguably got one of the best resumes of any active boxer, and he's the youngest undisputed champion, and he's free weight division, world champion as well. So I don't think it's as much of a loss to Boots' career as some people might believe because of you know the opponent in Devin Haney. If it was somebody that didn't have the resume or the skill set of a Devin Haney, then I would agree.
These niggas ain't fucking with them at the 147, bro. I don't see nobody beating this kid. And then on top of that, bro, let's talk about it. With this boot situation, people are trying to mix up the airways, man. Dev wanted to fight Boots at 147 for both of his belts, bro.
Right.
Boots, for obvious reasons, he declined it because he feels like he couldn't make the weight. And even if he tried to make the weight, he knows Devin Haney's the type of opponent that you would not want to risk fighting while drained.
Well, being with him, yeah. What do you think? What do you think about the fight itself? Like, who do you have winning the fight, and how do you see the fight going?
If it was Dev versus Boots at 147 while Boots was drained, like he said he was, Dev definitely would have won that fight. But I wouldn't want to see him. I wouldn't want to see him making excuses like that. So I'd rather prefer Dev versus Boots at like 154. But by the time Dev gets to 154, who's to say Boots said he's too big for the weight class now?
I think that's going to be extremely bad look on Boots if he does that. Because if Boots actually fulfills his goal and becomes undisputed, and Devin does it in the same time fashion, and Devin's team has made it clear, to the public that this is what we want to do. We want to have a meet up and a match with you, undisputed against undisputed. And if he just then decides to go to 160 after they've announced that they wanted to do that, one now being they haven't done any of those things yet, and then they achieve those things, and then they come calling him up on, and plus as well, if you're like a mandatory as well for the WBO, and you've been a champion at 147, like Keyshawn, they can easily sort of make you a mandatory straight away sort of thing, and kind of make you guys have the fight. So then if you get into a similar sort of situation where Dev's now your mandatory, I don't think Dev is doing what Keyshawn did and kind of pulling out the fight, And if Boots does it then after all of these talks about, ducking now, I think it's an extremely bad look. I think I think it would kind of be a situation where he would kind of have to take the fight because I don't think he's got the character of a Shakur where he would just not take the fight and he would be like, sort of boastful about not taking a fight. I'm proud of not taking a fight. I generally think he's got the character of, if he's in that situation, he would want to take that fight. But hopefully, yeah, hopefully these fights get made. Hopefully they happen. Um, I personally think if they do meet at 154, I think Devin can do it. You know, I generally think Devin could do it because I can see him winning a unanimous decision. Uh, there's I don't think there's one fight Devin's had where he hasn't dominated and won by unanimous decision. So every sort of judge or majority of judges thinking that he's won the fight. On his on if you look at his resume, how many unanimous decision, you know, does he have? How many rounds has he won over his career? He's won a lot of them. I can see him having a similar sort of fight with Boots, where you know, where he's kind of boxing, touching on the outside, knowing when to grab, knowing when to go on the inside. He's also as well kind of developed his power as well, so he can kind of stay inside the pocket at spurts. Might not get too comfortable in there, but if he needs to, you know, get the respect, I think he could do that against somebody like a Boot. Um, and he's also shown as well mindset coming back from a humiliation in terms of like, you know, to what happened against Ryan Garcia. He legitimately thought he lost that fight before the steroids and everything came up. He genuinely thought the better man won the fight. Then he finds out, you know, that it wasn't a fair fight, and then that also has something to play on your mind. Then you get knocked down. Then you have to fight straight after that, and then straight after that as well, you're fighting somebody, and you could see in the fight he was kind of agitated. He wasn't really as engaged as he normally was in his previous fights. But then he shows, you know, mental resilience, and he overcomes that against Brian Norman Jr. And then he even drops Brian Norman Jr., which is a very big evolution, you know, in those three fights. That's a very big evolution from the Ryan Garcia fight, from the Ramirez fight to the Brian Norman Jr. fight. So if he carries on developing and carries on getting better and carries on developing his power, because whatever they're clearly doing in the gym to develop his power is clearly working, as we've seen as in his first showing at 147. So I think it's a very winnable fight. I think a lot of people shutting the fight down maybe don't want to see that come to fruition, don't want to see him have that success that he might have. But I do think it's a very winnable fight, and I do think it's a one of those 50-50 fights where, you know, a lot of people will tune in for that fight and want to be part of that event.
My dude Jimmy Boxing says even the Ryan fight was still a close fight.
Yeah, so
It was a close fight.
Even though Ryan got the dropped him, Devin won majority of those rounds, and even reflected on the scorecards as well. So in Brian's mind, that's probably one reason as well he hasn't taken a rematch, because he knows, like, I was on steroids, yeah, I cheated, I came in overweight, I can't get no bigger advantages than that. Now Devin Haney's in a higher weight class, he's going to be less affected by the weight because we're not going down as much, doesn't have to cut as much weight. He's a lot stronger, he's got a lot more strength and conditioning at this weight, he's able to hydrate better, he's even dropped somebody, the most dangerous welterweight in the weight class. And he won all the rounds that I didn't drop him. In his mind, he's thinking, I don't want to take that fight straight away, you know? But he needs to stop ducking the fight, man. He needs to run it back with Devin. But I think it hurts his legacy more if he doesn't take the fight, more than it hurts Devin's legacy. Because Devin's already, like, proven that he doesn't need to just rely on someone, you know, to kind of make his name in the game. You know, as what's proven now with all of these fighters ducking and all of this, the attention's still on Devin Haney. People still want to see who he's going to fight next. And even me, I want to see him fight Liam Paro. I want to see him, you know, unify, you know. A lot of people shutting that fight down because of the opponent. But, you know, it's legacy. That's legacy, you know. And that's what Devin's always been about, legacy. He's always been about collecting the belts. He's always been about, you know, going after the best guy. I want to fight the best guy. That's who he is. That's what his brand has always been, you know. So, yeah, man, I want to see him go. Hopefully, we can get a fight against Liam Paro, and down the line,
My dude Zay Mula 15 said Ryan talking all that BS. That's the fight I want. Okay, I feel that. I definitely feel that. But nobody's calling Ryan out for the bullshit he doing.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to fight Devin. It's true.
Yeah, and then Devin wants him to do drug testing, and he don't want to. That's the killer, the drug testing.
More important, Devin wants me to do drug testing leading up to the rematch. Yeah. And I think that should be a normal thing. I think that should be a very normal thing. Even Floyd Mayweather made it a big thing in his career. Like, he wants normal standardized drug testing. So I don't see why fighters are against. And I think as well, people that defend Ryan, yeah, and defend the fact that he doesn't want to take the fight, you know, or believe somehow that he shouldn't take the fight because they want to do drug testing, is just ludicrous. I just don't understand that at all. I think, you know, the reason there's all these rules in place is because we set them outside so you can have a fair fight. You know, that's the reason. That's the reason that there's a referee. That's the reason that, you know, before the fight as well, that we agree on conditions and stuff like that as well. So I think that's completely normal to want standardized drug testing, because you want to make sure that you're in there with, you know, a clean athlete, because he's proven before that he will, if you will let him get away with it, he will try to get one over. Good take,
Do you think he will accept the rematch if Devin says you can only do 4 weeks of drug testing?
Well, I don't know, because he looked so different when he fought Rolly, when he had nothing in his system. He was like a different fighter. I don't know if he wants to be that irrelevant. He loves social media. He loves content creation. He wants to be in the public eye. So I don't think he'd want. I don't know if he'd want to just, you know, risk losing all that, losing to Devin, knowing, and then, because you can't say then, oh, I knocked you down. Everybody just remember that. But like, no, you ran it back when you were clean, and then Devin beat you. So I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure if he would. What do you reckon? Do you think he would? The thing is as well, at 147, I feel like even if he does do some like pop heart for something in the system, I think at 147, I think Devin's got enough you know, hydration and enough strength and conditioning, enough muscle mass at the weight to I think to even beat him, even if he is on it this time. I think it's something that was never a factor, I think, in his mind before he fought Ryan, and I feel like after he's had that fight, he's been a completely different person. So maybe the mentality's kind of shifted, where it's like, okay, people are gonna try to cheat me, so I need to be like, you know, I need to be certain readiness that even if people do try to cheat me, that I can still overcome and I can still, you know, make sure that I get the W. However, in terms of like business-wise and his team, I don't think his team will allow that to happen, because I think it was a mistake to have the fight in the first place when the guy came over, you know, overweight. He didn't meet the weight limit, and he also, you know, tested positive as well. I think that's an oversight I don't think that the Haney team will want to make again. I think that was a huge error before, and I don't think they're going to do that again. Because, you know, it made Ryan significant, and before that fight, it was just meant to be like one fight and done, and then move on over to the next, you know. But I don't think so. I don't think they'll want to do that fight with Ryan if he doesn't have adequate drug testing where he can't cycle that in. No, I do agree with you. He shouldn't have it in his system at all. I'm just trying to say that I feel like I'm talking about Devin's sort of mentality, kind of going into fights after that, sort of, you know, understanding that, you know, people can result this far, because Devin's always been a competitor. He's always wanted to fight against the best. He's never missed weight. He's always been an ultimate professional. So I'm just kind of saying like I can see if his mindset would have shifted with him like preparing mentally to kind of go against against everything and everybody in that aspect. But yeah, 100% agree. I don't think he should have it in the system. I don't think his team will want him to go up against Ryan Garcia if he doesn't have adequate drug testing.
Yo, hear me?
You back?
Yeah, bro.
What happened
Stupid
to your
lady.
car?
No, the car is fine. Like I'm gonna report it tomorrow or whatever. Stupid lady come rear-ended me. So I feel like she was on her phone because light just turned green and we were backed up like a couple cars and there was like a car behind her, so she couldn't like get that much ignition or speed up that much to really damage the car that much. But I had to go around the gas station around with her like once or twice because it seemed like she was trying to speed off. Like she didn't want me to get her information and all that stuff. So I took a picture of her license plate before I left or whatever. But it is what it is. Thank God I'm not like fatally injured. This is a rear end. Fine for the most part. So I'm just annoyed. You know? Hard day at work and ended like that. It's annoying. It's whatever though.
So I want to ask you, who do you think Devin Haney's gonna fight next, and how do you think the Boots and Haney fight will play out if it does happen?
Who I want him to fight next? I still want him to fight Keyshawn, but seeing as how that's not gonna happen, I don't mind the Liam Paro fight. The only issue is most of the boxing fans have seen a fight like that already before, simply because they seen Richardson Hitchens beat him pretty convincingly, 2 years ago, a year ago, for the IBF title at 140. So it's just gonna be a rinse and repeat. It's pretty much the same fight. What's gonna be different, right?
What fight? What y'all talking about?
He asked me which fight would be most likely for Devin Haney next, and I was gonna continue because he had another question about the Boots and Devin Haney fight. But I just feel like it's gonna look like the Devin Haney, Richardson Hitchens versus Liam Paro. Liam Paro can't deal good with a nice jab and a pure boxer with footwork. That's not gonna
I
be able
do
to
want to
engage with him.
see.
So
I
I
do
just
want
feel
to
like it's
see.
a stylistic nightmare. That's why he's giving Haney some problems when it comes to making the fight.
I want to
And when
see
it comes to the Boots
how
and
that
Haney fight, I feel Boots stops him within 11 rounds.
Oh, you think Boots
Look
will?
like he stopped caring, right?
Yeah, that's fine. He still won 20 out of 24.
Yeah. But it's gonna be a different story with this fight though. You know that, right?
Do you think Boots is
You
not
know
going to
that, right?
what's going to be a
Do
different
you
story?
think Dev's gonna sit there and bang it out with Boots?
No, of course
Be
not.
real.
He's too smart for
No,
that.
So what's gonna happen? Boots is gonna what? He's gonna be trying to chase Devin Haney, right?
he's going to come off the ring. I feel like he's
How?
I feel like he's learned from the Karen fight.
Nah, he's gonna try to
Ramirez was
prove
cutting
that
off
he's
the
Nah.
ring.
154 pounder.
He was cutting off the
He's
ring
gonna.
very nicely, actually. He just wasn't punching when he got to it.
He's gonna try to outmuscle Devin and try to walk him down. Dev's
And,
just gonna box him.
and you're
Yeah.
acting like that's something that can't be done.
Okay.
You
All I
can
know
both
is all I know is I've seen better fighters being beat.
fighters like who?
And plus, you're forgetting one of Devin Haney's best skills. He knows how to handicap his opponent. He's shown it
Are you
time.
talking about Lomachenko?
He showed it in so many fights. He's done it in Lomachenko fight where he's attacked to the body. He's done it in the Cambosos fight.
Because if we're going,
He's done it in a Brian Norman fight.
I can't.
With his left hand. He's done it in so many fights. Like for you to just say that, like he would just get stopped, in there against Boots. I feel like you might not be looking at the full picture.
I just feel
He's looking at it like Boots is a monster.
he is a monster.
Let him keep building up Boots, because when this fight does happen and it doesn't go that way, It's gonna. People gonna be shocked.
I, I just feel like the two most likely outcomes is Devin by decision or Boost by knockout. Those are the two likely
Isn't
outcomes.
that always the likely outcome when it comes to Devin Haney's fights? They say
Yeah, because he hasn't got a stoppage in 6 years, bro. 7 years.
it's either decision or the opponent knocks him out. But
You know that means
nine
it's
nine
definite
times out of the 10, it's the or
by
10 times out of 10, it's the unanimous decision. So I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised, bro.
this isn't the regular 10. Boost is
Plus,
part of the.
hey, plus on top of that, bro, let's keep it a beam, bro. It's not like Devin's some weakling, nigga. Like this nigga's in his physical prime. This nigga's looking pretty good, bro. He has some pretty good size on him. His punches have seemed effective. I wouldn't be surprised if he can hold his own even in the shootout.
I would be very surprised because I don't think he can hold his own. It's not his arsenal
What?
cannot. His arsenal
See,
cannot
that's what I'm
hold.
saying, nigga. Niggas be
what
thinking
fight
Dev
has shown
pussy
you that
for
Devin
real.
can't
They
hold
be
his own?
thinking Dev pussy for real. That's what it
No,
really is.
I don't. I don't. I'm just thinking about it for going offense for offense. I don't think Devin can keep up in a shootout. I don't think he throws combinations enough to be able to keep up with Boost combinations. He's not a combination
Do
puncher.
you think? Do you think that he can't though? That's the thing. You don't think he can?
Don't think it wouldn't be advised. It's not
You ever
smart.
see my thing with boxing? Like, I feel like some fighters, like Dev, people look at him and think, "Oh, this guy's only one gear. He's only on one gear." No, nobody. Devin is so skilled that nobody's ever really pressed that second gear for real on him in a clean fight. Ain't no telling if Devin goes in there with boots and have to be in a situation where he's throwing a lot of punches. And don't get it
But
twisted. Dev
he
has
hasn't.
good punch. Dev has good punch placement. If he hits you with that 1-2 like Xander hit Boots, he's not gonna be sitting there looking crazy. He gonna stick that head right back with another jab. Like, come on now. Boots
What?
Xander, he hit Boots. He had him stunned and he didn't even know what to do with it. He didn't even know like this guy was
That,
even stunned for real.
that's not.
He was on some, oh, did I do that shit? Dev's a
Oh
fucking veteran. He hits
that's
that guy Boots like that, he's gonna know. Oh
no. That's
yes.
true. That's not. You know why that's not true? Xander knew there was helium bombs coming back at him. While he hurt Xander. He knew he couldn't go in there recklessly because there was punching power waiting for him at the entry. If he went crazy like he wanted to
Cause
go crazy,
I ain't gonna say he's an amateur, but he's a pup. He's a
that look
young pup
There's no
compared
young
to
Devin.
Dev in that ring, bro.
Xander is nowhere
You
near
know
Devin.
that.
that has
He's
nothing.
a he's a young pup and he still went in there and pushed his Boots' head back.
That's great. That's amazing. Why didn't Devin finish
Bro, but
Brian?
that shit was so slow though. Like, I was just watching Brian Norman versus Dev, bro, in the second round. Dev hurt Brian Norman, right, by dropping him or whatever. But
Right.
Brian Norman was still a live dog.
So
Dev pushed Brian Norman in the corner. Brian Norman threw a hook so fucking fast, like as a counter, because Dev thought that Brian Norman was just completely out of there at first, or it looked like it, like he was pouncing on him, like he was completely out of there. Brian Norman threw a hook so fucking fast, Dev dipped under that shit like the average man would have got fucking caught with some shit right away. Dev,
so
he knows what he's doing in the inside. He know what he's doing, man.
all right, all right,
He's,
all right, man, all right, man. So
all right,
the fight changed in Xander's favor. And then Booth got it back at the end of the round. And then he kept it for the rest of the fight.
because he's fighting. He was fighting a young pup.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
why.
So at what point of the fight was in Norman's favor? Well, the first round? Did Norman ever fight back to get the swing the fight in his favor
No,
for the rest?
because Devin was
See,
too good that whole
you
fight.
see Dev what Dev did. He went up and moved up and fought the champion, and he outclassed him. This nigga went to war with the motherfucking champion at first. He had to get himself back together.
For 30 seconds he went to war. get to the Andrews.
He had to get himself together though. Let's be real though. Y'all can't act like it didn't happen though. Just like Crawford and just like the Crawford and the Mean Machine shit, because y'all love bringing Boots fans love bringing up the Mean Machine fight. Yeah, nigga, it happened to your man's too, bro. He felt that fire real quick. He had to get himself together.
It was 30 seconds. He had in a 7-round fight. That's what 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, you had 30 seconds of success. Are we really gonna do that? 30 seconds. The other 20 minutes, you were getting beat
Yeah,
on?
but it's significant though, because it's how did he get hurt?
How did that happen?
That's what Devin's team's going to be looking at. They're going to be looking at how did that exchange happen? How did he get hurt? What was the leading cause to get that punch off? You know,
I know what it was. It was that 1-2 down the pipe.
No, it wasn't actually. You're wrong. It was it was a right hand, and then when Boots came back into exchange, it was a left hook over the temple. That's what started everything. So you're wrong.
I'm saying what popped his head back was that 1-2 down the pipe. Is that not true?
That wasn't the punch that hurt him to start the whole sequence. It was the left hook. It was the left hook.
I'm saying he got hit with that 1-2 down the pipe though, and they pushed his shit back. He had to recoup.
He recouped and hurt him at the end.
There's nothing wrong with that because he's a champion. That's what you do. You gotta dig deep.
Yeah,
but the fact that a young pup had to make you dig deep though.
He was a unified champion.
Let's talk about it. Bro, I swear on everything I love, I ain't watched no Xander film for the fight, right? No Xander film before that fight. I was talking to my dude, BJ. I said, I ain't watching no Xander fight, but let me watch the training footage of him leading up to the fight. The very first thing I noticed was how slow he was. I said, man, Boots supposed to get this guy up out of here in like 3 rounds because how fucking slow this guy is. I did not expect Boots to get hurt in this fight. The punch was so slow, and he still got caught. Devin is a lot faster than that, bro. And you know it.
And he's got better defense as well, so he can get in and out.
And he got better defense than that.
Bro, it has nothing to do with his speed. It's about the timing. He timed that right hand perfectly. What are we talking about? He pushed him off, and then he timed the right hand to go to his guard.
So young pup can time this nigga, but you saying the vet can't.
Bro, he was already dazed.
All right, man.
He's
Who's a better boxer, Xander or Devin?
Devin.
Devin's a better boxer, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so who's got better defense, Xander or Devin?
Devin.
Okay, so do you think Devin's team are going to be looking at the fight that Xander had against Boots, looking at the success they had, and then be looking to mimic the success that he had of how he approached it to gain those opportunities, to gain those certain shots, and also
also real shit. Boots has enough footage to come up with a plan to beat him.
He has more than enough footage.
He has enough footage.
All he has to do is look how he throws his jab. He's heavy over his left hand. He's heavy over his left foot. He throws everything into that jab. He can be countered very easily.
But what be saving Boots for real, is his superior athleticism. I would say that for sure. He's doing shit a lot quicker than the guys that he's fighting, and that's getting him the dub for sure.
All I'm saying is, if the
do you think he's gonna be trying to roll punches fighting Devin, or you think he really think he's really gonna box with Dev for real?
He's not gonna box with Dev. He's gonna walk to Dev. He's gonna cut the ring off and go to the body. He's one of the most vicious body punchers in the game right now. He's gonna like Devin's leg on the ball and actually something. Yeah.
Do you think Boots can win a decision against Haney?
Dev can beat this guy. I hope y'all know that.
If it goes to decision, I'll say
one thing nobody gonna talk about. Those Philly fighters, they get a little chinny sometimes. Boots showing little signs of being a little chinny a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. He be getting wobbled.
But what is Devin then? What is Devin? He's been wobbled for 4 or 5
Oh yeah, against a steroid cheat. Yeah,
it's
I know.
Completely different circumstances. And he got up every single time, and he won the rounds as
I'm not
well.
even talking
Oh.
about the Ryan fight. I don't count the Ryan fight. I don't talk about the Ryan fight. I'm talking about the Linares and Loma and JoJo. You got rocked in JoJo.
He didn't get rocked in the fucking. He wasn't no nigga. He was not stunned like how this nigga Boost was. Boost had niggas on they they armchair fucking about to break their motherfucking couch, jumping up the way Xander had that man looking crazy for that 30 seconds, like you said.
So 30 seconds exactly. So when Linares hit him, what did he do for the rest of the fight? What did Devin do for the rest of the fight? 10,
He
around
boxed
10,
him.
11. No, he didn't. He
He,
clinched first.
Do you think Devin Haney's the same fighter he is now as when he fought Linares?
right,
Be honest with me. Just be honest with me.
When
right.
Boost fights,
That was before the pandemic too. Like that was how many years ago?
it
All
still
right, man.
happened. Oh,
All right.
your
We
chin doesn't
talking about
get
some
better.
shit that just we talking about some shit that just happened. He talking about some shit from before the pandemic.
Get better with time, so it doesn't matter when it happens. Your chin.
It does matter the time. The reason it matters the time, yeah, because in boxing, yeah,
Shit. Hey,
you're only as good as your last fight. And if you and bro,
Your chin.
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. Devin has shown time and time again, opponent after opponent, he's gotten better. After even just if we look at 3 fights, just look at Devin Haney's last 3 fights. His last 3 fights was Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, yeah, arguably, yeah, it was his most humiliating fight, yeah, where the guy got knocked down 3 times, yeah. The guy came in overweight and he thought he'd lost that, yeah, and even said in the ring as well, yeah, the better man won. Then later on he found out, yeah, that the guy, it was not a fair fight. The guy came in overweight and on steroids as well, yeah. So then after that, yeah, he fought hesitant his next fight, yeah. It was one of his most lowest output fights, yeah. And Turkey even made a thing about Tom and Jerry, whatever. Then after that, the evolution. He fights Brian Norman, the hardest hitter in 147, yeah, and arguably the most dangerous champion.
steps to him at that.
He knocks him down, and he wins the title. Now nobody's trying to step in the ring.
No flaw.
So
And okay. I want to ask you before we go. I want to ask you this. What was Devin Haney's flaw in that Brian Norman fight? Did he show any flaws in that fight?
Yes, he did.
What was the flaw?
He was still going straight back when Brian Norman was gaining the attack. He kept getting caught by the 2-1 combination that Brian Norman kept throwing in multiple rounds. He still goes straight back. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to pivot out.
He was pivoting the entire fight. What are you talking about?
Devin Haney's only flaw in that fight was just not finishing the fight. It was a perfect performance. The reason
Literally, like what? This nigga said going straight back. Dev was literally circling the ring the entire fight, bro.
Yeah.
You
was in front of him the whole time.
You asked my question and I answered it.
No, it's okay though. No, and I'm just responding to you. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I ain't saying that you're just. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. All I'm saying is I'll fuck around and be a millionaire after Devin versus Boots.
Yeah. I hope you believe that, bro. I hope you believe that, bro. It's not gonna go the way you think, bro. It really isn't gonna go the way you think.
I ain't gonna be the way you think.
That's making you so confident that he can do this to Devin when nobody else has done it to Devin.
Say again?
What has Boots shown you so far in his career that he can do what you're saying to Devin, what nobody else has done to Devin?
No, this stupid thing is be tripping.
You gone quiet on me.
Can you ask the question one more time?
Third time, yeah. What has Boots shown you in his career so far that he can do to Devin what you saying that he can do, what nobody else has been able to do to Devin?
It's not just what he's shown; it's the attributes he has. He has an arm reach advantage. He's taller. He's naturally bigger. He's stronger. He's physically more gifted. He's an athletic freak. He can switch from orthodox to southpaw. He has a world-class jab. He has world-class combinations, world-class footwork, and he's going to be able to not steamroll. It's going to be a tough first few rounds, but he's going to eventually get to Devin, and it's going to be a rough night for Devin.
So
That's just what I personally believe.
why wasn't that the case for Karen?
There was a rehydration clause, and he wasn't what he usually is. Simple. Cameron was moving like his life depended on it the first fight. Boots wasn't motivated to fight him in the second fight. Why would he want to fight the same guy a year removed when he gave him a shit fight the first time? Motivation has a lot to do with it. IBF for rehydration clause and motivation.
Would it surprise you?
If you're not motivated to do something, do you think you're gonna have a good performance? Huh?
If Devin was to win that fight, would it surprise you?
Yes, I'd be very surprised. Because Boots is not a low output fighter. He's a very high volume puncher. He's gonna be in your face all night. It's gonna be a rough fight. So I'll be very surprised.
I think it's more of a 50-50 than you could just say that Boot just outright wins the fight. If anything, I'd say you'd have to favor Haney, because if the fight does go to 12 rounds, I don't see Boots winning on the scorecards. So
how is Haney supposed to win with his low output? Landing 70, 80 punches in a 12-round fight is not going to cut it for somebody that's throwing about 600 to 700 punches and landing 200. Who's really going to win that fight? Somebody that landed 80 punches or 220?
Significant strikes matter, and also punch placement matters. If you look at like very high skill amateurs, it's all about volume punching. It's all about precisely where you're scoring the scoring shot. So Devin could easily win that fight by having better punch selection and better punch and more significant strikes landed.
So usually in a 12-round fight, it usually goes to the guy that's landing more, correct? Usually. Doesn't it? If Boots lands 220 punches and Devin lands 80 punches, who's the fight usually going to go to?
It depends on who's doing more damage. It depends on who's landing the more significant shots, who's more effective, who's got more control. Devin could do all of this and have less punches thrown, and he could have more punches landed. So that doesn't determine overall
I'm talking about punches landed. If Boots lands 220 and Devin lands 120, who do you think more likely is going to win that fight?
Do you think Boots is going to land 200 shots on Devin per round?
Not per round, like overall throughout the
whole fight. You think he's going to land that many shots on Devin?
Based on his past performances, he definitely can.
Do you think Devin gets hit that much?
Not against the opponents he's had, but the opponents he's had is nowhere close to the danger level as Boots.
You've been in there with some of the best amateurs that are known for throwing volume punches. So, what are you talking about?
That's great. They ain't Boots. Boots is a different level. We're gonna find out when it happens. I just believe in my guy. You guys believe in your guy. We're gonna have to wait and see. I'm ready for the fight.
I'll be honest. I do like Boots. I like Devin more in this fight. I'll be honest, because I just feel like styles make fights, and you can have a lot of output, but if you're in there with somebody that's more defensively sound, more defensively minded, but is also now growing into becoming a box puncher where he's hitting a lot harder, I think he's gonna have enough in there to keep Boots away. He's gonna have enough in there to get Boots' respect and earn Boots' respect at some parts in the fight. So you just talking as if like he's just gonna walk him down, and he's just gonna throw 200 punches, and I just don't see the fight going that way, But hopefully the fight gets made, and then we don't have to speculate. But I do want to say that I think it's a very winnable fight for Devin, And even though you're a Boots fan, I think you have to acknowledge that there's a lot of things Devin can do that will cause Boots a lot of problems. The footwork, the jab, you know, the ring generalship, the, you know, control, you know, the defense. Like, you know, just making it awkward at times of, you know, hitting, grabbing, moving. You know, there's a lot of stuff that Devin could do that could frustrate Boots, you know, and he could have a lot of success with. So I don't think it's as easy as you're making it, you know, making it sound where he can just go in there, walking down, and then, you know, just land all of these. I just don't see the fight going like that. It's just my opinion.
We have a difference of opinions. I just feel.
So what would it mean? What would it mean then if Devin does win? If you think Boots is this like there's just no way Devin could win. You know, your opinion is like Devin's gonna get smoked. He's gonna get stopped in 11.
Bro, it's boxing. Anybody can win. I just feel like the cards are stacked against him in this fight. That's what I believe. He's gonna be a underdog.
So where
not a
would
big one,
Devin
but an
rank
underdog.
then, like amongst like, you know, the greats of all time? If he
I told you,
manages to do that,
undisputed 47, 54, 135, champion at 140. He's top 50.
I want to see it, man. I want to see it. I want to see Keyshawn in there too, man. I want to see Shakur on Devin's resume too. But man, it's frustrating that they're not trying to get in, because if Devin does do that, Devin does go up to 154. I don't see him coming back to 147 to have those fights. And we all know Shakur's like ducking 147 until Devin moves out of the weight class, and then conveniently he's gonna be at 147 and he's gonna be fighting Conor Benn or like Ryan Garcia or something, you know. So
my question is, what happens if Boots beats Devin? What are you gonna say about the Boots?
If Boots beats Devin, then it's, you know, it's arguably, no, I think it would be the best win on his resume.
It will be the best win on his resume.
I think it would like, you know, kind of solidify him on the pound for pound, and also, you know, people will have debates and arguments about this generation in terms of like who the new faces and Mount Rushmore and stuff like that. So I think it, you know, it does really well for Boots. But I think if Devin, you know, pulls it off, I think he's arguably rewarding and accepting of the same sort of glory, if not more, because he's kind of like chasing the fights. He's kind of like going up to 147, 154, sorry, after being denied that fight at 147. So
the night he was sent a different weight class and he said no. So he was already moving up.
152.
Yeah, 152, because Boots was moving up. He wasn't staying.
Yeah, what champion? What weight is Boots champion at?
He said he was already leaving though.
No, but what weight class was he a champion at? That's just my question.
147.
So he's a 147 champion, and he wants to fight outside of his weight, where Devin wouldn't be able to get the belt.
Well, that's simply because he said after the Karen fight, the second Karen fight, he said, if I don't get the belts, I'm moving to 154. He stuck to his word. That's why he said no to Tio.
Okay, if
Tio didn't have anything for him.
Talk about sticking to his word. Did he not say that he wants to become like undisputed at 147?
But his body was failing him. Why would he stay and kill himself to do something when the champions were not interested?
Errol Spence did that. Errol Spence killed himself to make one.
And where is Errol Spence now?
And
he took an absolute beating, a life-changing. Hold on. He took a life-changing beating, stayed out for 3 years, took another life-changing beating. It didn't help him. He should have moved up a while ago.
Because
we're talking about Errol Spence like it helped.
So are you basically saying that you're kind of scared that Boots was gonna have the same fate as Errol Spence, and he would take a
Hell
beat.
no. Devin
He's-
couldn't beat Boots like
Okay,
Bud beat Spence
then
ever.
it's irrelevant then that argument, then, isn't it? So
No, it's not. The guy said he was moving up. He was only going to sacrifice for a
the
belt.
guy said he would, but you're saying yeah that you want to stick to the guy's words, right? Because he kept his word, right? But the guy said also, yeah, he was going to become undisputed. So why did that change when Devin?
Did Devin have a title at the time that he wanted to fight Boots?
No, but why did he move out of the weight class when he was trying to become
Because he wanted to negotiate with Brian Norman in May. Brian Norman said, "No, I'm waiting to fight Jin Sasaki," which was the easiest fight on his resume. The easiest fight he ever had.
There's many champions throughout history that have stayed at a weight class even when they should have moved up so they can make the biggest fights. You do know that, right?
Yeah, he said he wanted belts. Did Devin Haney have a belt on 147?
For Boots? Why does he get an exception? Why is this?
Because he said he wanted to get a belt. What are we not understanding? He wanted to get
why
belts.
shouldn't this be looked at?
He wanted. Hold on. He said no to Tio. He said, Brian Norman, you want to make a fight? As soon as you finish with Sasaki, we can make a fight. Brian Norman said no. Then Mario Barrios was never going to give
more money.
Huh?
That's what Brian Norman Jr. They wanted more money for the Boots fight. Boots weren't willing to pay that.
We understand that because he understood that his Brian Norman Sr. understood that Boots was going to beat the shit out of him. Let's be real. He understood that Boots was going to beat that living shit out of him.
So
he wanted to be constant. He wanted to be compensated so that when he takes his year or two off, they can live off of that.
So if you understand it that Boots was just gonna beat the shit out of him, right? Out of Brian Norman, then why wouldn't you just give him more money and then just beat him up and then take his bout, and get some money for the fight? Why would he not do that then? This is your logic. Why would he not do that?
Was he deserving of more money? Who was Brian Norman before that? Nobody. He was a nobody.
But you just said that Devin Haney didn't have a belt, but Brian Norman had a belt.
Yes, he did, and he said no twice. Why am I going to stick around for somebody that doesn't really want to fight?
So how come Devin Haney could give him more money, but Boots can't?
Because Devin Haney has more money. Haney's been a bigger name for longer. He has more money under him. That's a known fact. Boots just started getting money when he fought Avanesian. That's when he first started to touch the M. He started touching money in 2024, but Devin's been touching money since 2022, 2021.
So you're so confident that Boots beats Devin at 154, but you just admitted that at 147, if Boots would have stayed there, why would he stay there and take a beat and be depleted? But you think you're so confident?
No, his body was failing him. He said his body was failing him. He was only going to sacrifice for a belt.
But didn't Devin Haney fight Lomachenko when he was like completely weight drained and should have moved out of the weight class? But
that was his choice.
One of the best amateurs in arguably.
He was already undisputed. He was already the man at the time.
Yeah, exactly. So he wanted to challenge. He wanted to fight the best guy. At the time was known as Lomachenko. A lot of people had him on their pound for pound as number one. So he wanted to prove that. He's always been about proving that, So, so how come Devin Haney can do it, but why can't Boots do it? Boots, you're saying Boots is so much better than Devin, so why can't Boots?
I never said Boots is so much better than Devin. I just feel like on the night he's gonna beat Devin.
No, but you're saying he's gonna beat Devin, which implies he's better than Devin, right? So you're saying he's gonna beat Devin. He's better than Devin, so he's gonna beat him. So why can't Boots do the same thing?
I'm not talking about Devin like he's above.
Yeah, 147 to fight Devin. Why couldn't you do that? No answer.
I'm just going off of what I'm going off of what he said. He said he wanted the titles or he was moving up. He didn't get the title, so he moved up. Simple. Mario Barrios and Brian Norman didn't want to play ball, so he said, "I'm done with this division."
I promise you,
that's
like
all
when you think about it, yeah, objectively, and you're not just thinking about just being a fan of Boots, yeah, you're actually gonna see it as more of a.
I'm going off of what the man said.
I feel like right now you're too
I'm going off the.
defensive, so you're not really looking at it objectively. It's more of a 50-50 fight than you make it
So
seem.
are you looking at it objectively? You're a Devin Haney fan. You're looking at it the same way I am from my lens.
Absolutely, I am, because I've given you my reasons to why I think it's more of a 50-50 fight. Where you think Boots is gonna knock Devin Haney out in 11 rounds, which I just don't see that happening. You know.
I didn't say the first round. I said 11.
Yeah, you said in 11
as in it's gonna be tough to do it. Huh?
I don't see that happening. I'm sorry. I just don't see Boots stopping Devin Haney when he's.
Why can't he?
Because who stopped Devin Haney? Let's start there. Who's done that?
Nobody's stopped Devin Haney.
Nobody's done that. So
just because it hasn't been done doesn't mean it can't be done.
Okay, can you make me believe? Yeah, imagine you're talking to, like, you don't know me, so just give me all the facts you can possibly give me, right? Yeah, about why you think, like, make me a believer. Why is Boots gonna just go and stop Devin?
He's a bigger man. Number one, he's stronger. He has power. He has speed. He has combinations. He can swarm Devin. He can clinch with Devin and then come out with a combination afterwards. Like, he can push him off. He can rough him up. There's a lot of different things he can do. Devin likes to sit on his jab heavy. His chin is very exposed when he jabs most of the time. Boots can counter that. He can counter his jab. He can come over top. He can counter his one punches. Devin's going to be countered, very much so. He's going to go to the body. He has a lot of different ways he can win. He can knock him down, go to decision. He can stop him. He can stop him with a body shot. He can stop him with a headshot. He can do a lot of different things. The man punches like he punches like a light heavyweight. People say he punches like a heavy. He's a heavy puncher. Sharp power, speed, athleticism. A lot of these different things, all these attributes are moving towards Boots' side. We haven't seen Devin fight somebody where he's vastly undersized and all the attributes are in his opponent's favor.
We haven't.
Who was he fought as that was like that?
Okay, so
I'm not gonna say Ryan Garcia because
everything you've just said, right? Everything you've literally just said. You don't think Devin's came across an opponent that has any of those strengths, or people have said those things before he's faced them?
Attributes wise, no.
You generally don't think, like, Devin's went into a fight where people have said, oh, he's a big puncher. We don't know if how he's gonna respond. You don't think that's Devin's ever been in a fight like that? He's never dealt with that.
He's dealt with a big puncher before. Yeah, Brian Norman. Yeah, we know his
Has Devin ever fought a fight where, you know, we went into the fight and the people have said, oh, he's got a good jab and we don't know we don't know how he's going to respond and if he's going to be able to establish him. So you don't think that's ever?
Yeah, his last fight. But the difference is, we're talking about experience. We're talking about an experience.
So everything, all the
experience. Hold on. We're talking about. Wait.
Let me just get this off here, because you just give me like a lot of reasons why Devin, like, you know, should lose to Boots, why Boots should win. All of those reasons that you gave me, we've just acknowledged, like, Dev's fought opponents that have had strengths like that, and he's overcame that, and he's won those fights. Silence.
That's
how is Boots gonna beat Devin? What is Boots gonna bring that's different? What's Boots gonna do that he's gonna bring to Devin that Devin has never seen? Is he gonna bring hand speed? Has Devin never seen hand speed? Is he gonna bring size? Has Devin never been outweighed? Is he gonna bring, like, what's he gonna bring? Like, that Devin's never seen, that Devin's just gonna be like, oh, shell shocked in the ring, and he's just gonna be like, you know.
I don't think Devin's fought somebody that's equally acquitted from most stances, and
that's
Boots is an experience
from both stances.
Equally acquitted in both stances. Yes.
So
He's never fought a
that.
switch hitter. I don't believe he's. Huh?
So just that he can switch.
Not only that, he's an accurate power puncher. Like he's an accurate, precise power puncher. Precise with his combinations, precise
So
to the body,
you don't
precise
think
to the
he's
head.
been in there with somebody that's a power puncher? Because he has. He's
I
been in
said
there with
precise,
Brian
accurate.
Roman.
Accurate,
He
precise,
literally put
accurate.
somebody in a coma. Has Boots ever put somebody in a coma?
Yeah, there's
So,
levels to power, of course, but I'm talking about an accurate power puncher. Accurate,
so
precise,
that wasn't
experienced
accurate.
power puncher.
Okay.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying accurate.
You're just not making me
Precise.
believe. Like I'm not believing that Devin's from just listening to you. You're a Boots fan, right? So I'm expecting you to know like about Boots. You've not told me.
And I'm telling you, you don't want to listen.
Unique that Devin's gonna come across and Devin's gonna be like, oh my god, I can't deal with this, and he's just, like you say.
Of course not. He's gonna go on with a game plan, but Boots is gonna beat him into a believer. That's what I think it's gonna happen. We're not gonna know until it happens, and
so basically, you're saying
Boots is gonna be the winner.
He's gonna beat Devin into submission, and Devin's not gonna do his game plan.
I'm not saying that. Devin's gonna try. He's gonna continue to try.
Who's done that to Devin? But who's done that to
Devin? Until it happens. Nobody's done that to Devin. Nobody's done that to Devin. Devin has world-class heart.
So I ask you again, make me a believer. Like, why does Boots beat Devin?
I'm not gonna make you a believer. You're supreme Devin Haney fan. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I say. You're gonna believe that Devin Haney is gonna win. So why are we even having this conversation?
No, I'm trying to make it clear.
Just like if you say.
I'm trying to make it clear to you that if you as one-sided, you think that Boots is just gonna. It's more of a 50-50 fight. Even as a Boots fan, you should be able to acknowledge that. There's nobody that Boots has.
It's gonna be a tough fight until it's not. I just think he's gonna stop Haney. That's what I believe. And if he doesn't stop him, it's gonna be a rough 12 rounds for Haney. That's what I believe.
Are you gonna bet on the fight?
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
Don't bet a lot. Don't bet the house.
I'm not betting the house, but I'm betting a good amount for sure, and I'm going to take a good amount home. That's without doubt. That's without doubt.
Because I'll be honest with you, like one thing that Devin has shown me throughout his career is he's always going to back himself. He's always going to believe in himself. Especially that even the people like to bring the Ryan Garcia as a negative thing, but I think it's quite a positive thing because he got knocked down, but he got up every single time. And when he did get up, he carried on with the game plan, and he was arguably winning the rounds. So I can't question his mentality. I got a question. Because when he came back after that as well, he showed me as well, like in fights after that, that even though, in front of the whole world, right, he got humiliated and this guy came in, he was doing antics, he was drinking, whatever, he was saying a bunch of racist shit, he came in overweight, he took steroids or whatever, right? He still managed to overcome that situation and put himself in the position that he is in today. You have to respect that. And the position that he's in today is a position of strength. He's arguably the best fighter at 147. And he's in a position now where he's looking at all the other.
He is the best fighter at 147.
And
he is the best fighter.
Exactly, and he's looking at them. He wants to make these unifications, and they're reluctant to get in there with him. So you have to respect that. And to say somebody like that and with a character like that and show me that they're just going to get knocked out in their next fight, I just don't believe that. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying their next fight. I just think if he goes in there with Boots, it's going to be a bad night for him. That's just my opinion. I'm allowed to have that opinion. My question is,
but you have to base it on something.
I am basing it on. I'm giving you all the facts. I'm giving you all the facts as breaking down Boots as a fighter. It's a bad night for Devin.
But
Devin's gonna have to prove. Devin's gonna have to prove me wrong. My question to you:
what's the right word to use? There's not enough substance to the facts because there's not enough weight to them. Because the reason I'm saying that is because every bit that you've mentioned about in terms of why Boots is supposed to win the fight, Devin has faced fighters with exactly those strengths. He's
not all of them. Not all of them in one. No, not. He's never seen anything like Boots, and Boots has never seen anything like Devin. My question to you is,
Okay.
Is Boots a more dangerous fight for Devin than Ryan Garcia was?
Is Boots a more dangerous fighter than Ryan Garcia? We don't know. We have to see the fight because the reason Ryan was such a dangerous fighter
looking at who Boots is.
Because Ryan came in on steroids, right? So he was already had an advantage, and he was overweight as well. So he had the size advantage as well. On top of that as well, and as well he had the benefit of actually knowing Devin, being in the ring with Devin from the amateurs and having multiple fights with him. So in terms of familiarity, in terms of not having an even playing field, in terms of coming in with some substances in your system and coming in overweight. I would say we'd have to see the fight with Boots to then weigh it out and then answer that question.
Oh, okay. So let's break it. Let's break the Ryan Garcia and Boots down piece by piece. Who has more power?
At what weight class?
Pound for pound.
Because
pound for pound.
Because Ryan's got a lot of knockouts with the left hook. Is his most dangerous weapon, and Devin got hit with his most dangerous shot, and he kept getting up. So if Boots hits Devin, there's no reason for me to believe that he doesn't do the same thing. He doesn't get back up as well, or take the shot even better.
Skill for skill. Who do you got, Ryan or Boots?
I would say Boots is more skillful.
Athleticism for athleticism. Who you got, Ryan or Boots?
I've got Boots for athleticism.
Okay. IQ for IQ. Who you got, Ryan or Boots?
IQ Boots.
Okay, so overall, you would say Boots is all around better in every category besides the left hook than Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, but you're assuming that Ryan Garcia is the best person on Devin's resume. He's not.
We're talking about the most dangerous fight he's ever had, and that was Ryan Garcia without a
doubt. In terms of the most dangerous fights, in terms of the person coming in at an unfair advantage.
Yes, all that stuff. But for who?
Skill-wise, I'll disagree. In terms of skill-wise, I'll disagree because Devin Haney's fought people much more of a higher skill threat than a Ryan Garcia, like Lomachenko.
Yeah, you could say Brian Norman and Lomachenko and Linares. A lot of people.
And then if you want to talk about
Ryan is a one trick pony. That's all he really is. I don't rate Ryan that well. He's not good to me.
And then if you look at other aspects as well, like punch power, if you look at devastating KOs, then I would still not say Ryan. I would say Brian Norman Jr. because of what he's done to his previous opponents, like aka putting people in comas and stuff.
I was just talking about a fighter that he's got into the most trouble with over his 33 fight career.
So Boots wouldn't be.
But
the most IQ fighter that Devin's been in the ring with. So we can establish that. He's not the most. Has the most power out of everybody. Devin's been in the ring with. And if we want to add the Ryan Garcia, someone coming in having an unfair advantage on you, and you're still able to, show great determination, willingness to kind of go over adversity. In terms of that aspect alone, overcoming those things, he doesn't have that over Devin either. So what? I still am not seeing how Boots is so superior to Devin, because if you look at it realistically.
Hey, my bad, brothers. I gotta get up out of here real quick. My bad. But we're gonna do this live again, probably later tonight. But I gotta run. ArtmanApparel.com, best boxing merch in the game.
No worries. Salute